Well, I know no one watches CNN or headline news. I don't know. But I got there in L.A. at 11 in the morning yesterday, L.A. time, and I stayed until 8 o'clock last night and did 3 shows. And I, years and years ago, when I was an actor on a Tuesday night, I was on NBC, ABC, and CBS in the same night. And I've done CNN and Fox in the same day, but never talking about the same thing on 3 different shows. And when they would call me, each show would have a producer call me. I would lie to them and they'd say, have you discussed the gay football player? I go, nope, I have not. Like that. So one woman called me, and I thought it was another woman, and I started talking to her like it was going to be the afternoon show, but it was the night show. And she says, what are you talking about? I went, oh, you're talking about the show tonight? She goes, yeah. I go, oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'll be there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was fun. It was fun.
Well, I saw you with Don Lemon. You were very good. So
yeah, I liked him. He was good. And
I can't believe that you get on CNN after you bash them constantly on this show.
Nobody listens.
I guess not. How can they ever get
Sirius XM?
Oh, it's amazing.
Sirius XM has a very select audience, and I've realized that they can say whatever they want to say in the front, but it really is. It's a working class group of men. When I lived in L.A. or New York, yeah, different people, management type people would listen from networks and all of that. But for some reason, and it may be because when they get in their cars in New York, now L.A. they probably do listen, but in New York, especially where CNN is, I don't think they're listening. I don't think so, but I don't know. Not this group of people.
Maybe it just doesn't matter, Because you're telling the truth. It's not like you're not.
If an underling knows about it, they're not going to tell the producer, hey, this guy shits on us, Yeah. I was on the phone with friends of mine, everybody I knew yesterday who worked at CNN, and not one.
And you
person
look great
said,
too. You look very good.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I felt.
You were
felt
squinting
good.
though.
The lights were stupid. They were way up high. They were like stadium lights, and they put you in the studio, and it's a remote controlled camera. There's no people around, and they had the lights set in a weird way. And I should have said something before it started, but I didn't. And I kept trying not to blink. But when I looked up, the lights were in my eyes. They were these LED, big, giant, I don't know what they were.
It's amazing that you're this sports guy that admits that you're not a sports guy, but they bring you on because you are a sports guy.
I'm a gambler. That's what I say to them.
But they introduce you, and like you're talking to the coach from North Carolina, and you're a buddy of his.
No,
I know, but you met him many years ago.
Many years ago,
yeah.
Right.
But
he was a famous player. Now, anybody, you can say what you want.
But you tell him, you go, I didn't know anything.
Yeah. He knows.
It seems like the second that you brought up the betting, everybody kind of took your side. Like at first I'm talking about Jane Velez's show.
Mm-hmm.
You brought up a really good point about how, as long as he can play football, I don't care what he is or does.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, no. And then the second that he was like, listen, I'm a bettor and I gamble on these games. And then it seemed like everybody else kind of turned, and then the prosecutor wanted to make out with you.
Well, let's put all those links on jthomas.com if we can find them for people that don't watch CNN. Now, I didn't watch Fox yesterday, and I wanted to. I think, I'm guessing,
Fox is talking about Hillary Clinton has mental problems.
Yes, I saw that. Karl Rove has announced that he thinks that Hillary, when she what did she hit her head on?
She fell down. She had like a William Holden moment, I think.
Yeah.
After she got out of the running with Barack Obama, she started drinking heavily in Washington, D.C. and fell down.
Then I read a thing yesterday that when Barack Obama went to Japan, a couple of the parliamentarians there said he was fucking Caroline Kennedy. Have you read this story?
No, I didn't hear that.
And Michelle was so mad that she spent government money on a fabulous resort in Virginia, and that to screw everybody in the United States, she spent $150 million on a trip to China. I swear to God, I read that yesterday.
Oh, that's fabulous.
You know,
no, that's the last thing. Barack Obama's not going to be having sex with Caroline.
And she's going to leave him. She's already...
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's already contacted attorneys. You know...
Oh, that's a great story, though.
It is. It's fantastic. But my friend, Cedric Maxwell, who's been on the show, is now one of the announcers for the Celtics.
Oh.
When I was
did he take over from Johnny Most?
No.
Remember Johnny Most?
He's a color announcer. And so...
Johnny Most was the play-by-play guy?
Everybody, it's me, Johnny Most. Here comes the Celtics. I'm going to die of throat cancer, which I did.
He did.
And he fiddles and diddles. Here comes DJ. Yeah, fiddling and diddling coming down across the timeline.
So, I hurt my throat doing that. So he, you know, I haven't seen him in a few years. And so, but he used to take cornbread, and they do this in the South, and he put it into a glass of milk with honey. My dad did this too. It's a big Southern thing. But he ate tons of it. Tons and tons of cornbread. And so the announcer, John Kilgo, who was the play-by-play announcer, and I knew nothing about basketball, that's not a joke, but we won every award there was to win because people loved John Kilgo telling me who I replaced his brother at the radio station. He never really cared for me. And we almost got in a fist fight at Madison. Yeah, well, we went to Madison Square Garden for the NITs one year, and we almost got in a fist fight in the booth. And you could tell that he didn't like me. Then he started really liking me, and we started hanging out together. We had a great time. But in the beginning, he didn't care for me. And he would call him Cedric Cornbread Maxwell. And so he became Cedric Cornbread Maxwell. I was pretty brave yesterday on international news television to call a black guy cornbread yesterday. Someone mentioned that to me.
Try to kiss another.
Yeah, and then you're...
Oh, yeah, then I turned my head.
Weren't you talking about Donald Sperling, too?
Sterling.
Yeah, I said he ought to go to jail for the die job alone.
I know, that was hysterical. That was...
He is absolutely correct about Magic Johnson. He's 100% correct.
He's not.
Magic Johnson, after he was diagnosed with AIDS, I can't prove it, but you would see him at this gym, the LA Sports Club,
right? And
he would pull up in a Bentley, and he always dressed in this Lakers outfit and all that. Right. And a friend of mine who was a doctor at the sports club said, I hear, and these are rumors, he's still fucking women, even though he has AIDS. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he was.
Hopefully he will.
All you have to
By the way,
is say that
how did he get it? No. Here's the weird thing about Magic Johnson. You would think, whenever it was, 20 years ago, whenever it was, somebody would have come out and said, wait a minute, he fucked me, prostitute, whatever it was. I may have AIDS and I need money. That never happened. Not one time. Nobody ever came forward.
Why is that, do you think?
I don't know. No one knows.
Because they didn't, because maybe he used a condom and he disclosed.
No, he didn't use a condom.
Well, he did. You know, after he was diagnosed, I'm sure he did.
There is something that I've always known about athletes. They will hump a rock if they think a snake is under it. And I've known jocks who will let professors suck them off and do things to men. You know, and now I don't think they're gay, but they would do whatever the hell it was.
Okay,
well, whatever. But they would let the stuff happen to them. I think that Magic Johnson either had lots of anal sex with women that may have had AIDS, prostitutes, or whatever.
You're like Karl Rove, like the way you diagnose people.
It's true.
You know.
And the other thing is, or he put his penis in men's asses unprotected. And I mean, how else? There's only a couple of, or he didn't use needles. He's not a needle doer.
Well, maybe he was.
You got to look at how you catch it. There's a it's a 1/2 of 1/1000th of a % that you get it from vaginal entry. unless the woman has, HIV and you have a cut somewhere. You gotta have, he has to enter you someplace.
It has to, it's with blood. It has to go through your blood.
It's like Dr. Dre selling, his headphones for $2.3 billion. Mm-hmm. Apple's going to try and buy it, or $3.2 billion or whatever.
Right.
And there's a, what do you call it? There's a video out there, Garrett, that shows he and some of his homeboys, after they were offered the $1 billion, I'm sure Dr. Dre said we ought to have some headphones that are different colored, and he went to one of these guys, and then the real geniuses did it, and it turned out to be a hit. Okay, great. I don't think he knows what's in the headphones, how the headphones work, nothing. And these guys who make a lot of money, who are athletes or entertainers or whatever, I don't think they're bright at all. I think they're very, very lucky. And Lenny Dykstra, who was the great baseball player, when I interviewed him after it was... No, when I interviewed him, I said, after it was over, I wouldn't have given him $1,000 to invest for me. It was so obvious he was full of shit and didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And people said, are you crazy? He's worth $100 million and he invests for everyone.
I know, that was so insane that, just like you would watch him on these, money shows and people would talk to him I was like, how can this guy be so wealthy? I don't understand it. I mean, it was just
If I had made millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, I have a very conservative advisor, and I would still have plenty of money. I would have probably tried to blow some of it or get rid of it or whatever, but I would still be a wealthy guy. That's what, you're just lucky if you have good advisors, right? And so most of these guys don't have good advisors, or they have people that want to make money off of their money, and they invest in a mall or whatever the fuck it is. I think Magic Johnson's very lucky. I also think Michael Jordan is very lucky. And I think that Lenny Dykstra was not lucky and stupid and tried to invest his own money. Not that they aren't nominally bright about investments, but I don't think they're any smarter about investments than I am or you are, and we don't know a fucking thing about it. Nothing. Hey, look, if you can go get $100 million at the bank and you're Michael Jordan, you can own a basketball team. Mm-hmm. And you're from North Carolina. A lot of people will give you, if you have the guys behind you, and I think Michael Jordan, Garrett, isn't he one of the worst owners in the NBA? I mean,
he has failed consistently since he's been part of the NBA team.
What do you mean failed?
Like
just
losing.
He's a bad owner.
Yeah.
It's a bad owner.
Well, it's also a new team.
Right? No, but he was with the Wizards too. He owned part of the Wizards, and
he's a bad owner.
And then the Bobcats, which are now
his ego is more. I would imagine Michael Jordan plays much more golf than basketball. No, the problem is that he's not a good personnel guy. He doesn't know who to get. He doesn't know how to get them.
Yeah, like they tried to hire Ted Williams as a batting coach, and he's
terrible
because he couldn't tell people how to do his natural ability. He just did it.
They don't have any of the audio of it, but I remember Ted Williams, when he was a manager, was so mad of the war. These guys couldn't hit the ball, and he went berserk and would, what's the matter with you? What are you? And they were going, well, you're Ted Williams. It's like, I took golf lessons.
Did he ever play, did he ever manage in Boston, Ted Williams? Or
No, he only managed in the Senators. But I took golf lessons, and I was doing everything I could in L.A., and this guy would actually put his hands on my waist and try and turn my waist so I would turn.
I like that.
And one night, after about 2 months, he's sitting down with a cigarette, and he goes, I'll never be an actor or be able to tell jokes. I go, what do you mean like that? He goes, well, some people just can do things and some people can't. That's what he said to me. Meaning that I would never be able to properly really hear golf.
You could never play golf.
No. Let's go to Mike, who's in Los Angeles. How did Michael Jordan, wait a minute. How did Magic Johnson get AIDS? How did he get AIDS?
He doesn't have AIDS. He has HIV.
What's the difference?
There's a big fucking difference, man.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, it never became the carcinoma, the sarcomas.
With HIV,
it's not full blown. Okay, all right, I got you.
I liked it when Donald Sterling said, "He's got AIDS."
Yeah, he's got AIDS.
He's got AIDS.
And he slept with every woman in the country.
How would you respect that?
Just trying to help you with your information back.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you.
You're welcome.
HIV is a lot better. I'm glad. Let's go to Sarah, who is in Portland, Oregon. Yes, Sarah, go ahead.
So I remember you from the Sports Club LA. I used to work there for about, 4 or 5 years. I worked at the front desk.
No, you don't. You remember me from Sports Club LA. That's
I remember a lot of the people that would come in because I would read their card. I'd check them in. And I had about...
On Sepulveda. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
right. And my doctor. Don't say my doctor's name, but he was my doctor there.
Dr. Vinny Von Boots.
There were a lot of doctors that were members, but I had about 10 friends who, when everything came out about Magic, had to go get HIV tests. Because of the circle of people that he was sleeping with at that club.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Now, after he was diagnosed with HIV, did you ever, these are strictly rumors, this is all hearsay, did you hear that he still slept with, women still would screw him?
Yes.
Isn't that weird? Would you have screwed him?
Come on, really?
Did you screw him, Sarah?
I know one for a fact. I would be in her apartment and I would have to leave when he would come over. I know someone for a fact.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep.
And they never said to you, like, I'm a little worried that I might get HIV?
Well, and I don't want to say too much, but I have a friend who actually is HIV. So from that whole situation, I don't know if it was from her or someone else, but it was pretty scary for a lot of us that, not me, but there was a group of people that were very nervous for a while after he was diagnosed.
Right.
And we all, college students. It wasn't like we were, traveling in his circles.
You know what? I only got this from my doctor, who said my doctor in LA has 5,000 clients. And he said, I don't have a heterosexual, or a needle use. The only HIV people I have are homosexuals or needle users. He says it's very difficult for heterosexuals to pass it back and forth. And I heard this a long time ago. And he said, I have no idea how this guy got it, but he had to do it from,
I think that's why women weren't afraid to continue to see him, and they would use protection, and it was more important for them to continue to sleep with him. It wasn't about
just to have that big schlong inside of him. It was worth it. That's amazing.
I don't know.
I've never had a schlong like, I don't know that anybody's ever gone, I got to have that in me no matter what I get from it.
I don't know.
Huh? Hey, Christina, you ever wanted, I got to have that in me no matter what?
James Franco has HIV.
You're a
liar.
liar.
With him?
Shut up.
No, do you still do it with him?
Oh, no, of course I don't, but I fantasize about it anyway.
Even if he had swamp ass, you wouldn't do it with him, would you? Swamp ass. Sarah of Portland. Sarah, what do you do now? Do you work at an AIDS clinic? What do you do now?
No, I do not. I work in sales and marketing.
All righty. Well, thank you, Sarah, for listening to the Jay Thomas Show.
Thank you. I love your show. I listen all the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's look at what Karl Rove has suggested at a conference. He has said he stunned the conference on stage with the correspondents. Who one guy had written a book called Spies Against Armageddon and all this other Republican bullshit and Benghazi. I don't know what they're saying. We orchestrated killing our own people and all this other stupidity. He said that the official diagnosis was a blood clot. Rove told the conference 30 days in the hospital, ? And when she reappears, she's wearing glasses that are only for people who've had a traumatic brain injury. Are those traumatic brain injury glasses, Kevin? Is that?
Yes, they are. They were bizarre-looking glasses. It was like...
Jared, can you look up traumatic brain injury glasses?
There's no such thing.
No?
No.
You're joking?
I am joking, but there are no such thing as brain injury glasses. They already looked them up.
Mrs. Clinton's representative says, I will not even, answer this, but I just want to let Dr. Rove know. She's not like Ira. She won't let Dr. Rove know she's 100%. She had 3 days going under treatment for this blood clot, and she may need more tests. She was weakened by a stomach virus, and then she sustained a concussion. There was a blood clot behind her right ear in the space between her brain and her skull, and when Bill found out, he tried to fuck it. Because he'd never fucked that before.
No.
Fucked everything else.
He wanted to do that.
Let me just put my penis on that, Hillary. Come on. It's crazy.
The Standard Hotel has had a massive cancellation of reservations from especially celebrities.
I canceled.
Now that
I was supposed to be there tonight.
No, they've canceled because they're going, okay, it's okay to have a camera, but who sold, and what do you think TMZ pays for that?
I don't know.
6 figures.
Think so?
So $5,000? Okay, so you lose your job over $5,000. You're done. You're finished. They'll find out who did it. Oh, 6 figures? What is that?
Like over, I'll guess $100,000.
Oh, really? That's 6 figures?
Like it doesn't hurt that bad to lose your job.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can find a job.
Right.
You'll
find
more
another
than I will
one.
my whole life.
And I also heard that the pictures were taken on a cell phone, on a phone of the video. So they were going through the videos. They were just going through them. And because it came a week later and they saw this. And then the person put it on their phone.
Oh, you don't think he recorded that day and then was negotiating with TMZ to get the most money?
I don't know. I think I don't know that they knew it even happened. I don't. I think they go through the security cameras. Just it's probably pretty boring. People picking their noses and
a lot of sex. I bet, or like little
standing
They're being
there
monitored while it's happening. So like, there's things that there's people watching that. Like while you're on the elevator, somebody's monitoring the elevator to see if there's going to be a crime committed, especially in a hotel like that.
Yeah, and it was taped off of one of those 4-screen on one screen.
Right.
So if you were going to go back and watch it, you'd watch it on a full screen. You wouldn't have it split up, I would assume.
Well, when you have these controversies like that one, like the Michael Sam football thing, when you have Sterling and all that, it covers up other things that would make the news. During all of this, HGTV has pulled a new home flipping series called Flip It Forward, when they found out the twin brother hosts were anti-gay.
Look out.
And, yep. They made statements like homosexuality and its agenda are attacking our nation. David and Jason Benham were going to be the host of this show and help families buy homes, fixer-uppers each episode. No. They're being replaced by a design competition show produced by Ellen DeGeneres. So in your face, gay haters. In your face, gay haters. In Japan, a cab driver has been held for drugging female tourists with diuretics, locking the car doors and allowing them to urinate all over the back seat or into a little jar. And we would lure women into long rides, and they're from, the United States or Australia, didn't know where they were going. And I guess he would give them what he said were mints or something. And they would eat these mints, and then it was a diuretic, and they would start pissing everywhere. Or he would offer them a Japanese snack, saying, welcome to Japan. A security camera inside the cab showed around 50 women wetting themselves in the back seat. One alleged victim says that she got into Mr. Nishi's taxi in Osaka, and he offered her a small paper cup containing water biscuits.
Ooh, water biscuit.
and intimated that this was part of the tradition in Japan to eat water biscuits when you arrive. And then she said, listen, I need to go to the toilet. He would not let her out of the car. He refused,
what a biscuit
and he passed back an absorbent sheet on which she was encouraged to urinate on like a cat.
Who's that actress that is always going in the kitty litter? What was her name? Elaine Stritch. They would say, sorry, Miss Stritch, we have no bathroom in this dressing room.
Oh, I don't need a bathroom. Just give me a box of kitty litter.
And they'd bring in the kitty litter, and she would just,
I'll go in here. I'm fine.
Apparently he was getting excited watching the women try to withstand the urge to urinate.
Yeah.
Was part of the excitement. Adding that he had bought the diuretics on the internet and crushed them and mixed them in with the crackers were homemade.
Oh, he's like a chef.
And then the women would stumble out with wet, pants and everything.
Horrible man.
On the internet, women who want to
That's why I'm gay.
men,
I don't want to do that. I'm gay.
Women that want to trap men can now buy positive pregnancy tests that have
Can you believe that?
that have the plus sign on it. So they buy one at the drugstore.
Hell, if you do something like that, that is.
And then then they have.
Then you have a miscarriage.
Then you throw yourself down the steps.
Yeah.
Land on a coat hanger. No big deal.
You throw yourself down the steps at his place.
Yes.
At his place.
Apparently, the pick cards are selling with Jay Thomas's picture on them. I can't believe it. Go to pickcard.com.
Yeah, all the kids at Kate's school are getting your pick cards.
Cool.
I don't know. It's really weird. They just love you.
There's over, almost 100,000 or so people.
Hey, an artist at Florida State, an art major at Florida State, has made what looks like an Aztec calendar that shows the quarterback and baseball player, whatever it is, Jameis Winston, and it has him depicted as some sort of a Aztec king with his large black penis raping women from a throne.
What?
Yeah.
Have you seen it,
large
Garrett?
black penis, or did you improv that?
No, it says that.
What is that? Say the
Winston,
story
who
over
was
again.
investigated but not charged, but did steal the crab's legs. They also show crab's legs in his lap.
Right.
And he's sitting on a throne, and there's a man wearing a Pi Kappa Alpha shirt, blows him, goes down on him. So there's a frat boy blowing him. And he's got
my God.
Yes. Then he has naked women around him. One woman looks like she either has blood stains or a handprint on her bosoms. And this, I think it's a woman that did it, says, look, it's a piece of art.
It is very artful, yes.
And then she has a crab at the bottom left yelling, "Go Knowles," while Jameson Winston...
I can't see all these things that you're mentioning.
No, there's a woman sticking a icon of some sort up Winston's ass.
Can you show me that, Garrett?
The artist's name is
Where's the
Lena,
penis?
right? Lena NW.
Oh, maybe it's cut off.
Maybe it's cut
No,
off.
they've got the guy. I got the picture of the guy going down on him.
I don't
Just
I don't
put
see that.
Aztec calendar.
I don't see that.
Try and get her on, can you?
We have her already.
Wow.
This is on Deadspin. FSU art student creates painting.
She'll be on with us next week. I'm trying to find
Okay.
her.
Try to get Casey Kasem, Mom.
You can't. His wife has him in
She'll
hiding.
be with us on Wednesday the 21st.
A man says that Casey Kasem's wife, who, by the way, for a moment or two was on Cheers or whatever, and complete nut, in my estimation. They think, yeah, you like it now?
I like that now.
Yeah, you like it now?
That's art. That's art. It is. Nothing wrong with that.
Casey Kasem's family Casey Kasem's, Crab is saying go Knowles. Casey Kasem's family is alleging that she has him hidden away in an Indian reservation in Washington State. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
There is a huge, they also think that the head of Scientology's wife, who nobody has seen in a few years, is hidden in Washington State, not in Indian
really? I thought they went out to find her, and they talked to her, and she's fine.
Yes, well, of course she's fine, all right. Yeah, she's fine. But they have a big, I don't know what, like a retreat or whatever on,
is Casey Kasem, is he part of that Scientology?
She might be. That's what I think. Yeah. I don't think it's an Indian reservation.
Yeah. You know who's really creepy looking? You know, with this whole NBA thing? The commissioner of the NBA.
Oh, God.
Isn't he creepy looking?
Really creepy.
Adam Silver, is that his name?
Could they get an uglier freaking guy?
You know, like he's doing the right thing and everything, but every time he comes on, I'm like, this guy creeps me out.
Yeah.
You know, really skinny, although I kind of applaud him on his thinness.
Well, Timothy Geithner, who was the Treasury Secretary and, of course, was vilified by a lot of people, but, you know, it's all seemed to work out. He was at a party for his book, and Barbara Streisand comes up to him, and she's a big Democrat, and she says, I like you because you're a Jew from Brooklyn. and she kissed him and left, and Geithner turned to someone and said, I'm not a Jew, and I've never been to Brooklyn. So, that was funny.
Memory.
Dominic, to jthomasshow@gmail. My brother is the manager of the Edison Hotel in New York City.
Wow. I love the Edison
You allowed Colin Quinn to come on and make slanderous comments about his property. I'm a huge fan of the show and Kevin, and I love Christina. If at all possible, could you let people know that my brother's Edison Hotel in New York City's Times Square is one of the best places to stay in New York City?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it's certainly an affordable place to stay, and it's right in the middle of Times Square, you know?
I'm a doctor, and we listen to you in surgeries between 3 and 6.
Oh, that's nice.
My wife just had surgery, elective surgery on her neck and her ears and everything else. And a friend of ours did it. And she said, oh, you know, John puts a movie on in the operating room. And he does a lot of kids, too, and stuff, you know, some horrifying stuff that's happened to children. And I go, does he watch the movie? She goes, absolutely. In fact, the nurse has a stick, and she pokes him in the chest to get his attention. I said, well, what movies you watch? Babe 2. That's what they watched. And she said in the middle of surgery, she was like half out. She goes, I heard him go, hey, is that Babe 2? I swear to God.
Yeah.
And they do it so that they don't.
Was it Roscoe Lee Brown was in Babe, wasn't he?
But no.
Yeah, the voice. Roscoe.
Oh, he was?
The voice, yes.
But he was
a friend of mine.
They do it, I think, so because they're focusing on such minutia that they look up so that they don't, I don't know what, it doesn't screw their eyesight up or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Dear Jay, this is from Rusty. Please, really, you told us about 3 movies to see if any of us are stupid enough to watch them. Mm-hmm. Secretary, Details, and Bernie.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you enjoyed them.
Secretary is not on Netflix, by the way.
Oh, it's on demand. I know that.
Okay, it's not on Netflix because I
Details ought to be
Netflix and it wasn't on.
I love Secretary.
Order it.
I love Details. Yes, you can order it.
Disc.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do that. I just stream.
He said Bernie wasn't so bad.
Bernie was good.
Secretary and Details are fantastic. You're too unsophisticated to get it. First of all, I can prove it. Your name is Rusty.
Jay, I'm sitting around with my father-in-law and mother-in-law the other day, my ex-father-in-law and mother-in-law, Mary Ann, and, you know, a bunch of family people. So they're talking movies, and I said, well, I heard a very good movie that you should watch, Secretary. And so my ex-sister-in-law says, isn't that about S&M?
Yep.
I go, I don't know what it's about. And then the father-in-law goes to me, Why would I want to watch a movie about S&M? And I'm like, how did I get involved in this?
So your father-in-law, your ex-father-in-law used to be Ted Kennedy?
Well, yeah, they all sound like the Kennedys. They do. The mother-in-law, hello, Kevin, so good to see you again. You've lost some weight and your jowls aren't sagging. You look very good. Yeah, people from that generation, they emulated the Kennedys so much that they became them. It was like they're
big Democrats, these people?
Yeah, they're Democrats, but kind of on a Reagan scale. Reagan Democrats. They voted for Reagan, they voted for JFK. Maybe one of them voted for Nixon, but then they all voted for Clinton.
This comes from Sebastian to jthomasshow@gmail.com. Jay, I listen to the show all the time and heard you talk about sending chicken bones to people. I live in Worcester County, Maryland, and my kids go to a high school. Where's the name of the high school? Oh, Stephen Decatur High School. Mm-hmm. There's a vice principal there named Mark Flynn, who apparently lays out some pretty stiff punishments to people.
Stiff punishments.
A kid who apparently has had some trouble had begun mailing feces to the vice principal.
Sounds like one of your illegitimate kids.
Yes,
Jay.
possibly.
Yeah. Vice Principal Flynn approached the school security officers and the deputies to report that he had been receiving excrement through the mails. Not one, but two other packages seemed to have the excrement inside of them. God. The postal inspector was able to write down a license plate of a teen who allegedly was delivering the packages to the post office. Mm-hmm. The teen was arrested outside of a McDonald's, where the police found a large quantity of alcohol and other feces that he was preparing to mail out. He confessed to the crime and said he used dog and cow feces.
Oh, that's horrible. You have to go with the human. If you're going to mail feces, you have to mail your own.
They won't say his name because he's underage.
Caught that way.
He's charged with 3 counts of disturbing activities at school, 3 counts of molesting a school administrator. And police noted that molestation in this case doesn't mean anything of a sexual nature. Come on. Okay, we know that.
Yeah, but just to have molest on there, you don't want that. Well, it wasn't really the molest that you're talking about. You're thinking of,
right.
It was feces. I would mail feces to people, and then they said I'm molesting. I wasn't touching anybody. I was just mailing
good news. Andre Jackson, who many of you may know as Christ Bearer, he cut his penis off with a knife. He was a rapper, cut his penis off with a knife. And then he jumped out of a second-story window where he didn't even sprain his ankle. The rapper has now said that his penis has been fully attached. It is functional, but he will not be able to have children.
Is he single?
He is in therapy now, and he has been asked why he took such drastic measures. His confession was he was smoking marijuana and reading about monks and vasectomies. He was
so
depressed over not being able to see his daughters because of a restraining order. Johnson is a member of the Wu-Tang spin-off group Killer Bees. He was found on the sidewalk outside of his apartment building in West Hollywood, April 16th, and he was rushed immediately to Cedars-Sinai, where they reattached his penis.
They do great penis reattachment at Cedars-Sinai. They're known throughout the world as one of the best penis reattachment hospitals.
Well, do you believe the doctors looked at him and said, look, put his dick back on and make sure this asshole can't procreate? That's what I think happened.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
That's the way. That's what they're doing in the operating room while they're watching Babe.
Hey, Garrett, I sent you a speech being given by a woman graduating. Can you play it and let's see if Kevin and Christina and anybody listening knows who it is? Do you know what I'm talking about, Garrett? Garrett?
Yeah, he's right there on the computer.
When did you send this?
I sent it like right before the show. It's a woman, a famous woman, graduating from college, and she gives a speech.
I did not get it.
Oh, come on.
I got the penis story, the Yelp reviews.
Right, we're going to do that on
your
Friday.
Message about YouTube videos.
All right, hold on. Doggone it. Shut up, Christina.
This is a note. Then there's this YouTube video of a little English girl in Syria.
Don't you love those?
The video I had to find.
My whole day. My whole day is like that. I just take his entire email and copy paste it and put it into Google search just to see what comes up first. I start from there.
Shit. No, I can't find it. All right.
Go to your sent box.
No, it's not that easy.
It means you never sent it.
Yeah, I did. No, I sent it. I hate this when we just, sit here and muse over whether I sent it or not.
Well, was it a video of a girl at graduation?
Yeah, famous graduate, college graduate. Famous college graduate. Yeah. Hold on, Garrett. Rollins College. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you got it?
Yep.
Got it? Don't show it to anybody.
Nope.
All right, hold on.
All right.
You got it? Hold on. It's just a little like a 30, 40 second, acceptance speech.
Oh, this
she's
is 12 minutes.
No. Well,
each year, the Holt School faculty directors select an outstanding graduating senior to address the graduates. Selection of this outstanding graduate is based on superior academic achievement.
All right, stop it right there. Stay where you are. When we come back, you'll hear this famous woman graduating this week from a university.
Okay.
And for those of you out there who think, well, with that kind of money and that kind of notoriety, why would she need a college degree? As I've said many times, to be an educated citizen. The woman never has to work another day in her life. She is world famous, and we'll see if you can figure out who it is. We'll be right back. Stay where you are. Jay Thomas, yes.
He's the afternoon guy.
Very perky.
Not like the rest of us.
The Jay Thomas Show. On Indy, Sirius XM 104.
As many of you know, Detroit is like gutted. I'm talking about the inner city of Detroit. And around the area, it's so weird. You drive out of this burnt-out city, and you just cross the street, and these really nice subdivisions, but, you would think a whole city that is dying like Detroit is, that even the suburbs would look run down. They don't. They're gorgeous. You wonder, well, where are they driving to go get work? It's odd. And the city itself is completely destroyed. And we were just there for a funeral just a couple of weeks ago. And we met this guy who runs the Heidelberg Project, Tyree Guyton, and he does all of this, artwork on these abandoned houses. Circles, numbers, wild stuff. And he brings all kind of stuff in, abandoned cars, everything. And it goes for like 2 or 3 blocks, and it's really wild. And there's just thousands of people there, especially on the weekends. And then, as soon as he finishes a house, somebody burns it down. And no one knows who it is, and there's no police. There's no fire department, no nothing. So we're going to talk to him. Christina, was he okay to talk to, or was he kind of...
I actually didn't speak to either of them. I spoke to somebody that handles things like this for them.
I only want to talk to Tyree. I don't care who this other person is. I only know.
I didn't
he's
speak to
married.
either of them.
It's probably his wife or whatever.
Don't start. You don't know yet. Hold on.
And Garrett, we have Jay Cutler coming on.
Yeah, should have had Rodney Lee Conover back on the show. He would have been excited.
Rodney doesn't
Except
like
it's
to
the wrong Jay
call.
Cutler. I thought it was the quarterback. It's a bodybuilder. We got the wrong guy.
What a perfect name for a bodybuilder, though, huh?
Cutler.
Jay Cutler.
Cutler, yeah.
Okay.
He's hot.
Like,
All right, here we go. Christina and Kevin, listen up. Go ahead, run it.
Do you want me to play him introducing her or the clip?
Does he say her name?
We could just, he's about to say it, so he would.
Yeah, don't say her name.
And to the community.
Oh, don't say her name?
No, they're going to guess.
That's the game. All right, I'll take my headphones.
When I entered my student advisor office in the fall of 2005, I was 25 years old. I just recently moved to America. I was married without children. Today, 9 years later, I'm a proud American, and I have 2 beautiful children.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Listen.
But I'm no longer married.
All right, cut it off. Oh, all right, who is that, Kevin?
Octomom?
She is, no. She is worth anywhere from 100 to
is it the
$300 million.
skinny girl? Skinny girl vodka?
No. No. This woman wasn't an American. That skinny girl vodka she may be a Jap, but she's not from, Jap.
Right.
Japan.
I don't know who it is.
Christina, who is it?
Elin Nordegren.
That's right. Married to Tiger Woods.
Right. Tiger Woods ex-wife.
She got a degree at Rollins College, and she's the valedictorian. I mean,
and she trashed Tiger during the...
No, she didn't trash him. That's all she said.
That's what they're saying.
That's all she said. No, she just said, I'm not married anymore.
Well, all over
I'm a millionaire, yeah.
Yeah, I know it. They're saying that she trashed him. No, she didn't. That's all she said.
But didn't you see those headlines all over the place? That she trashed Tiger, at
guess who spread the headlines?
Who?
Fox News and TMZ said
really?
She didn't say a word.
Because he's black.
Yep.
That's why.
No.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, because they're anti-black.
No,
Fox.
because of all that shit. All that stupid shit.
There goes your chances.
How come she doesn't have more gurka?
Well, she's been living in Florida.
Christina, they don't listen like CNN. They don't listen. Nobody listens.
Yeah.
Gurk.
Dorothy.
Now is Rollins a good school?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a private school.
It's where Rollins and Jaffe, they started.
No, it is not, you idiot. Or I love a friend of mine. He had one arm, and he did not like to wear a one person that had one arm from 50 years ago. He said their name over and over again. Marty Nedboy. He had a withered arm from having polio. He did not like to wear a seatbelt. Hey, wait a minute. Frank Pace's wife puts him in the car, our buddy's wife, and she says, put on your seatbelt. And he says, I don't like the seatbelt. I only have one arm, and if anything happens, I won't be able, this is a true story, I won't be able to get the seatbelt over me. I mean, get it off of me.
Oh.
She says, you've got to put it on. So he puts the seatbelt on. She parks the car and does not put the parking brake on. She leaves the car, and the car rolls down a hill.
Oh, dear.
Strikes a tree, and is hanging off of a bridge. I'm not joking. And dangling. And he can't get the seatbelt up. So some guys that were cutting grass or whatever came over, and they jump on the car, and they're trying to help him. And I said, oh, my God, what did they say to you? And he goes, oh, I don't know. They were going, segueta. That's all he ever said. This is when he imitated a Spanish person. Segueta. And they saved him. Yeah. But
they gave him a hand?
He said, look, they gave him a hand. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, listen, he should have followed his instincts. He didn't want to wear the seatbelt, When you're right, you're right.
Last week, Jay, you had the Mr. Met on. This comes from Gloria. I used to work for the Seattle Mariners, and we had the Mariner Moose. And we spread a rumor that the moose, the Mariner Moose, was this completely insanely hot chick. So all of these hard dicks would surround the moose and talk to it as if it were a gorgeous woman. All the ball players and the guys that worked there never saw the moose get dressed. And it got so bad, the moose couldn't get around the stadium. And, of course, the moose was never allowed to speak. Inside, it was a male. And when they found out it wasn't a her, she was released. Oh, that's true.
Wow. How weird is that?
Isn't that strange?
You know, they all surround the moose and they talk sexually to it.
Yeah, they thought it was a woman.
I know, but that's so weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and some of the Spanish players would look into its mouth and go, te cuenta, te cuenta, te cuenta, te cuenta. Te cuenta, te cuenta.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh,
yeah. In Pennsylvania, a 7-year-old girl has brought grandma's heroin to her first grade
I read
class.
about that, yeah.
My goodness.
9 bags of heroin stamped with the words Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret. That's not the Philip Seymour Hoffman heroin that we know so well.
They searched the home on Saturday night. They found more heroin bags, including an empty one and a child's pair of pants. You know, there's not enough time you can give a person like. Now, when they say grandmother, of course, you know, she's probably like 45
I was
going to
say,
no,
she's
50,
not grandma.
She's 55.
She's, yeah.
Well, whatever.
She's younger than I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not, you know. Garrett, I'd like you to look up Wilson Benally, Benally, and Sandra Cruiser, Kruser. Wilson Benally, Benally, and Sandra Cruiser. Look them up. They were arrested for having sex in the front lawn of a church.
Oh,
this is a sight gag.
Show?
I want you to see their pictures.
Oh,
all of you out there. Yeah, they're horrible.
Are they brother and sister?
They look alike.
Wilson Benally and Sandra Cruiser.
They could do Eskimo kisses with their gin blossoms.
Are those the two ugliest fuckers you've ever seen in your life? And I use that term loosely. Stay where you are. He's a great artist, but some critics burn his shit down. All right? From the blown up city of Detroit. Stay where you are.
Jay Thomas.
It's the Jay Thomas Show.
I'm my own man. I'll run this mother the way I want to.
The Jay Thomas Show. Afternoons. The Jay Thomas Show.
On Indy. Sirius XM 104.
So I was in Detroit with my son, sadly going to the funeral of his mom, and he said, have you ever seen the Heidelberg Project? And I said no. And so he takes my wife and I into the, you know, kind of burnt out area there of Detroit, and the next thing you know, there are these fabulous homes and artworks, you know, these abandoned homes, but they've been arted up and everything else. If you go to heidelberg.org, Heidelberg, and then Tyree Guyton was there. Tyree, how are you? How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing great, and yourself?
I'm good. Do you remember the day that my son and my wife and I came to see your stuff there, and I said, hey, I'll put you on the radio? Remember that?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't wait to go back to share it with my director, Janine Whitfield, and she's on the phone, too.
Hi,
hello,
there.
Janine. How are you? Good seeing you.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, Tyree, after the riots of, 1967, you were in the Army, and tell us the story. You went back to this neighborhood where you were raised, and it was, I didn't know it was that long ago. It was bombed out back then?
Well, I would say, yeah, it had taken on some changes for the worse, but I decided to create some magic and use my art as a way to transform the neighborhood.
Right. Now, after you transform it and you do these are big houses. These aren't little houses. And then they'd be burnt down. I could see your artwork was there. And then, when I say burnt down, I mean burnt down to, level ground. Who does that after you do this improvement thing, Terry? Somebody
that's
hates the improvement. Life?
And you have to learn from it. And you have to make the best of it. And what I'm able to see and what I'm able to do is to see through what most people see as, a burnt building. I see the possibilities of what can come out of it.
Well, now, Janine, you're the director of the thing. He does a big house, and he does all these, kind of abstract and wonderful, it's indescribable, a lot of it. He does all kind of incredible things, and they're for 2 or 3 blocks there. Who do you think's burning these houses down? Just some idiots in the neighborhood, Janine?
Well, I don't know. We don't know. And, it's just something that's happened. But, in the history of the Heidelberg Project, it's not the first time that we have been, we've experienced kind of like, a knocking down. The city of Detroit twice destroyed the Heidelberg Project in 91 and again in 1999.
So they came and knocked the houses down that were arted up?
That's right. That's right, because the Heidelberg Project is a very profound and powerful statement on many different levels.
It's also a form of protest, too, isn't it?
Well, it depends. The viewer can take away many different things, but what we're about is using art and creativity as a means to help restore a sense of health and hope and economic stability back into a neighborhood and community. We get 275,000 people coming through there a year.
Coleman Young was the mayor back then. So, and I've, here I am. I'm a guy from New Orleans. So people have all sorts of projects going there too. You'll see a house that's painted various colors, and no one would go and knock it down, especially the mayor. The mayor wouldn't drive up to it and go, "Oh, look, this guy has, painted these things, like a Mondrian, and it's got like some really interesting art. Let's knock it down." Did you ever go face to face with the mayor, Tyree? Did he ever actually look at your work and you said, "Why are you knocking my stuff down"?
I would have to say yes. I met him, but I'm going to share something with you, and I hope you can understand this. I met him on one hand. On another hand, he had to do what he thought was best for the people. At the same time, me being an artist, you have to educate the world. And that's what I'm doing.
Now, when they knock a house down, though, did they build some really nice house where your art house was?
No, they didn't, but I chose to do something very magnificent. I chose the importance of helping people to understand the importance of change and changing with the time. So every time they decided to tear it down, I did something else. Also, John F. Kennedy said, "It's not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country?" I'm doing something for the world. That's what I'm doing here today at the Heidelberg.
But you don't, do you come out and your place is on fire or the city knocks it down? Do you cry? Do you get upset? You work your ass off. It's not easy what you do. You're doing a whole big painting. You must get on a big ladder and paint this walls and the top and the outside, and you got shoes all over the place, and you take wrecked cars. You do. I mean, it's a huge world-renowned art project, and then they knock it down and they burn it. Do you weep over that?
Well, let me share this with you. I'm going to be honest. I've done all of that. I have weeped.
All right.
The pain has been excruciating, not knowing and all of that. But then you get over it, and you move on, and you see something greater, and you go inside of yourself, and you find the strength within to move ahead.
And keep in mind, too, Tyree, I think it's important for the listeners to know that in the end, it's really not so much about the things that we're recycling as much as it is recycling the power of the human spirit and resiliency and getting up and learning from.
Mm-hmm. I think y'all need a gun and shoot somebody next time he tries to burn one of your art projects down. How about that?
We'll leave that to you.
All right. Why don't you put a camera up or like somewhere and hook it to your computer or whatever?
We're going to educate you right now. And, Janine, I think you need to share with them what's happening.
Yeah, we have a state-of-the-art security plan that includes over 10 cameras and new solar lights. How about that?
Don't tell anyone, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now they're going to know and not going to burn it down.
Well, you got to see it. You got to find the cameras. They'll find you, but you can't find them.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
now, listen to this. May 3rd, 2013, one of his famous homes, obstruction of Justice House, destroyed by fire at 3:30 in the morning. No one knows. November 12th, 2013, the House of Soul. Now, these I would say these are probably like close to 3,000 square foot homes, burnt to the ground. The suspected cause is arson, but no one's been arrested. November 21st, 2013, the Penny House was burned to the ground. The War House on November 28th burned to the ground. December 8th, the Clock House, which is one of my favorite ones, where you painted or you put clocks, Tyree, all over the house, right? You put clocks everywhere. Right. How many clocks did you do?
Oh, I tell you, I lost count.
Like hundreds of clocks, Kevin. Mm-hmm. Kevin, I mean, it's worth flying to Detroit and driving to see what Tyree has done.
No, I'd love to see it.
Clocks everywhere, and he has like a smaller version of it. Somebody came and burnt it down. The party animal house, the doll house, had, how many dolls do you think he used on the doll house?
Oh man, we had so many dolls up there, and I don't even know, but when you finish, I'm going to share something with you.
Sounds like a good coffee table book, though, with all the houses, you know.
Well, the houses, and then sadly,
pictures of them, and then then you see the before, and then the burnt, and then it's all in the coffee table book.
It seems like it might be one person, Tyree.
Yes, I think it is one person.
You know what? I don't know, but I want to say...
It's probably a relative.
Let's go a little deeper than that. You know, let's put on our thinking caps here. You know, I sit here and listen to you. Now, we have talked about the bad. Now, let's talk about the good that's coming out of it as I speak. Let's talk about the power that I have found in myself to turn that around and do something greater. Now, think about that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to do something greater.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I mean, were you an angry young man, and then as you've grown older, you've become a benevolent older artist? Because I don't know how you have that benevolence in your heart.
That's why you're having this conversation with me today, so I can share with you how that's done. It has everything to do with time. It has everything to do with elevating your consciousness to realize that everybody in the world is going through something, and finding the good within yourself that you can share with the world. That's what I'm doing today, and what I have said to the world. You can burn it all down, and I'm going to do something else. I want to stop. How? Because of what's in me.
All right. Well, for those of you that want to help, go to the Heidelberg.org. Janine Whitfield, thank you very much. By the way, this is not just, in the streets over there. The College for Creative Studies in Detroit has shown this, and I think you studied there. Awarded an honorary doctorate of fine arts.
Absolutely.
University of Michigan Museum of Art, the Studio Museum of Harlem, the Detroit Institute of Arts, and many, many others have celebrated this project. I've never seen anything like it. I wanted to bring you on the air.
People are trying to burn it down. They don't want you to see it.
I guess not. Janine, this is kind of a comedy show, and we talk about a lot of silly stuff, but it makes me mad that somebody is burning this stuff down.
Burning down the house.
Months of hard work and everything else. It makes me want to...
Creating new possibilities.
All right, well, that's good. Good. Janine, do you ever get sick of that, creating new possibilities, and want to say, get a stick and hit the guy in the head with the torch?
Well, I've been there, and I have to say that, no, I'm more into the new possibilities as well. I have to say that. Yeah, but I was pissed. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
We're human.
Sure.
Of course we were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we can't live there, as Tyree said.
If anybody's near Detroit, and I don't know how far it is from the airport, but it's not far. It's called the Heidelberg Project. It's really cool. Now, you live there, don't you, Tyree? You live in one of those houses, don't you?
My mom does. I live not too far from the project. I grew up here on Heidelberg Street. My mom lives here now.
Does she have smoke alarms in her house and fire alarms?
Oh, my mom is ready, my friend. She's got a cannon in the house.
Good.
Okay, I love your mom. All right. Tyree, thank you very much. And Janine, thank you. And all kidding aside, go online. You'll see crazy stuff. Thank you very much. It's fantastic.
Bye.
Wow, bye. Now, you see that? He's almost too wonderful for me,
Yeah.
Almost too wonderful. Christina, did you go online and look at any of the artwork when you were researching this project? Did you look at it? Did you see any of the stuff?
I did a little bit of looking, yes.
Yeah.
It looked very Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took like 1,000 single shoes and strung them up all around, one house. He did another house in baby dolls and all sorts of teddy bears and stuff. I'm talking about like the roof.
You think people are
side.
like, going, this, I'm sorry, but this is really bad and this just needs to be burned down.
Maybe so. Maybe they don't like the,
it's like,
this is ruining
so sad
the
when
ghetto.
They take stuff away from the when they take the culture away, because I live in Queens and they had 5 Points, which was a giant building that was, dedicated to graffiti art.
Right,
and it was, and I know how you feel about graffiti, Jay, but it wasn't like
that was that was a very cool
place.
No,
not if it's one building, not if it's one building and sanctioned. We have it underneath the some of the overpasses and stuff. It's the tagging I hate.
Yeah, it's not nonsense tagging. It's beautiful pieces of art that people spend a lot of time with, and they just took all of that down. And it just makes me so sad because people will come from all over just to see it, and it's a part of our culture.
Why'd they take it down?
Somebody bought the building.
Yeah. So and now it's just
and it's
gone.
their property, and it was up to them. They took it back, so it's their building.
It's very
weird,
sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Well,
but there's pictures of it, and it can be a coffee table.
There are pictures of it all over my Facebook page, actually. Because before it went, I said, no, I have to go and capture this moment.
A new report.
This
is the other side of Detroit. A new cool way in Detroit to get high is called beezing. You take Burt's Bees wax,
the
chapstick.
What? Yes, and what do you do?
Well, let's go around the horn.
Oh my God! Because my daughter is always with these chapstick.
You put it onto a very sensitive part of the body, but it is not your vagina or testicles. Garrett, do we have around the horn music?
Sorry.
What was that? All right. Is Garrett in the studio or you running the board?
Garrett's in the studio.
All right. So, Garrett, do you know what I'm talking about? Or
I just stepped in.
Oh, you just stepped in. Here we go. Burt's Bees wax is being applied to, I would say, one of the most sensitive and yet strongest parts of the body, and it gets you stoned. It's called beezing, but it's not the vagina. It's not the testicles. What is it, Christina? Where do they put it?
The elbow.
On the elbow. Very sensitive, the elbow, because the crazy bone, the funny bone, is there.
Yes.
Right.
The crazy funny bone.
Exactly
Garrett, where do you think it's put, Garrett? Where do you think they put it?
Underneath the tongue.
Under the tongue. You rub the wax.
Yeah.
You
little
flap
wax.
your tongue, and there it is.
A little wax.
And now let's go to the king of the ha-ha seat, Kevin Meaney.
I would have to say, I would have to say the anus.
Joke, comedian.
Put it right on the butthole.
Right, the anus, yeah. Right there in the old potato rack.
The new cool way to get high is beezing, or the act of putting Burt's Bees lip balm wax on the eyelids.
I used to know a guy that used to put cocaine in his eye. Instead of sniffing it, he would open his eye all the way and then take the dab it and put it right in his eye.
Stevie Wonder?
And no, he wasn't Stevie, but he was studying to be a doctor.
So he kept them up?
Yeah, well, he was.
How do you? I mean,
it goes right to your system.
In my eye, and
system.
Well, you mentioned the butthole, but I remember years ago that's where you'd put it, and then.
Oh, that's where Liza used to do her coke. She's always.
Ease it on down, Garrett.
She did. She goes, because I don't want to do it on my nose because it ruins the cords.
Wait,
ruins the cords. So I put it right in my ass.
In the anus, goes immediately. Though, it just makes it numb.
But it also
sure. It does make
it goes into your system immediately, but it's also dangerous. It is.
How about the kids that are taking alcohol in their butt?
Mm-hmm.
What do they do?
They also put it in their eyes.
You know what, Garrett? I was born too soon.
Born too soon.
Kids say the sensation of the Burt's Beeswax on the eyelids causes a disorientation similar to being drunk or stoned. And it even strengthens their attention span.
Wow, I'm going to get some.
I already have some. I'll bring it in tomorrow.
It's like an eye job, I'm going to have my eyes done.
Mine has a tint in it, so it could make us look like we have makeup on. My bird.
What's the original purpose?
It's chapstick.
For your chapstick.
Oh. Yeah. So it's probably just minty, and they're getting it on their eyes. No, but it's not
minty. I mean, some of it, I guess it's medicated, but it's not like
I thought it was inside the eyelid, but it's outside.
Oh, it's outside the eyelid?
Yeah, I thought it was inside, but it's outside. I wouldn't want to put anything. Well, I don't know. We'll let Christina do it all. We'll put it everywhere on her tomorrow. Everywhere.
I'm going to put it in my anus, though.
All of you. We do it all. Do everything. And you know what, Garrett?
In your anus.
Garrett, Garrett, I'm going to get some Blue Chair rum and put it up your ass, okay?
Mine or Kevin's?
Yours.
Oh, come on. I want something in my bum.
When you do that, do you use a
Blue
funnel?
Chair coconut rum from last week.
That was delicious.
In my butt.
It was, yeah. Just imagine when it goes directly into the anal cavity. Oh, Rich of Michigan, have you been to that Heidelberg project there in Detroit? Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there, but I do a lot of deliveries around Detroit, and the rumor is that he burns the houses down himself after
Oh, boy.
Wow. I can see that.
Oh, that's great. Wow. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that they're burning the houses down because it's anti-Semitic. They think it's all Jewish.
Hold on. It's alleged.
It's alleged. Yeah, sure, it's alleged.
Now, Rich.
But he sounded like an arsonist to me.
You deliver all over Michigan. You need to get your wife and kids and go see this thing. It's fantastic. I can't tell you how cool it is.
And then burn it down.
And it's totally safe. and you.
Everything on the website was like, be careful where you park, make sure you don't leave this one little area, don't trust anyone. If someone walks up to you, run away.
No smoking.
It was fine. It was fine. Now, here's the other thing. There's a white guy who's into Jesus. He took over a house, and he has his Jesus shit there, which kind of ruined it. But this guy that we just had on, Tyree, it really is cool, Rich. Nobody will fool with you. Well, go on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, nobody will fool with you. You remember when you and Garrett were walking
up
to 125th
Street? So you think that the Tyree
Street?
guy burns it? He was kind of relaxed, wasn't he?
He sounded like a fire starter, arsonist guy.
No.
He did. That's my opinion. I don't get paid, but it just sounds like he's...
Hey, Garrett, you know what I'm going to do up your ass? I'm going to muddle some strawberries.
He's such a closeted gay man. It's not even funny anymore.
Listen, I'm gay, and I've never muddled strawberries on anybody else.
So
I have my notes left over from when the mixologist came on. So, Rich, has anybody ever muddled a strawberry and put it up your ass, Rich?
Good question.
No, not at this point in my life, no.
Well, you're really missing out.
Well, welcome aboard.
What's the beeswax back there?
Do you nickname your penis the pistol?
The pistol. All right. Here we go. Maureen says, Jay, every time I hear Garrett speak on your show, in my mind, I see Murray from the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Interesting.
I can
see that. I see it. I say you're a little Murray.
No. The guy Murray himself. But he sort of had a chocolate. Now, what was his name? He played Captain
Gavin McLeod.
Yeah, Gavin McLeod.
He was a great actor.
I think he played for your team also.
No, he did not. He was not gay.
He did.
No, he was not gay.
He did. I believe he did.
No, he was not. He was not gay.
I believe he did. I believe.
What? Everybody's gay to you. Everybody's gay.
No.
That's because he's gay.
Did theater. He stayed married a long time, and he was very religious. But he seemed to have a bit of the limp wristness to him.
Really?
Dear Jay, you haven't said one thing. Gosh, who does this come from? Babe? Your name's Babe?
Babe.
You mentioned nothing about George Clooney and Amal Alamuddin. They're being engaged.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you exactly why he's with her. She is fucking brilliant, and she's attractive.
She's his
equal. She's got hair everywhere. Right. I agree. He's 53. She's really beautiful. She's not a former pro wrestler or whoever else all those models and everything else. I believe she is an attorney, but she's also
an author.
Yeah.
She writes books on physics and things, doesn't she?
Yeah, I believe that she's attractive, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I met my wife, I remember thinking, "Wow, she's attractive, she's fun to sleep with, and she's really smart." And you go, "Wow, I'm gonna get married."
That's what I said.
And
I did the same thing. She's attractive. She was smart.
You had to add, and she's so stupid, she doesn't know I'm gay.
No. She'll defend that to the death. She would go, nobody thought you were gay.
We all knew it, you idiot.
You were a Monday morning quarterback. God, you know nothing.
Garrett, what comic came in here and didn't say they knew he was gay for 30 years?
I think his name was Every Comic.
Thank you.
Okay,
he's 52.
My mom
36.
always says, I saw Kevin Meaney when he wasn't gay. She says that all the time because she saw you live a long time ago. So my mom was cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Everyone was
She's on his level. That's why.
No one thought Liberace was gay back in the...
I did not come up during Liberace.
Oh, please.
Everyone just...
George.
was like, oh, he's just a single man.
George, bring me my candlesticks.
Well, that's what people said about George Clooney, too. Oh, he's just a confirmed
stop.
bachelor.
Charles Nelson Riley, no one assumed he was gay.
Oh, please.
He wasn't gay.
Now they do, but not, when he was on Match Game.
Yeah, we all did.
No.
My mother would say, oh, my God, he's a fairy. That's what they would say.
Bro.
Going to Staten
A
Island.
new study is proving that divorce is contagious. You know
That's
this,
true. Yes.
4 of my friends out of 9 of us are divorced.
Yeah.
No, but when one gets divorced, the other ones go, hey.
Yeah, I'm joining that club. I'm going to go down that route, too. I did the same thing.
75% of people who got divorced said, yes, somebody else got divorced that I knew or was in my family or whatever, and it gave me the courage to dump my problem.
I remember my best friend and I, we were both married and miserable, and we used to sit together, and she would drink coffee, and we would just be there, and she'd be like, I swear to God, don't get divorced before me. And I'm like, I can't help it. If it's happening, it's happening. We used to coach each other and talk to each other about what time was going to be the time that we were going to drop the bomb and all that kind of stuff.
When did you drop the bomb? Was it a Friday? When they fire you?
Friday afternoon, driving home from here to Pennsylvania on the Verrazano Bridge.
You're
lucky in the car?
You didn't take the car and ram it into the passenger
Very
side.
good on the phone.
Then I picked up one of my best friends in New Jersey, and I said, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And she was like, nothing. I was like, oh, come to PA with me. And I drove her a little bit up and I was like, put your best friend pants on, because I just told him I wanted a divorce. She was like, turn this fucking car around. But no, that didn't happen.
You did it over the phone?
Yes.
That's so mean.
It wasn't planned,
That's what
Garrett.
the phone is for.
It was not planned. I called him to tell him that I was going to be late because there was traffic. He started screaming, and I just said, I want a divorce. I can't take it anymore.
Oh, so you snapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what the phone is for. The phone is for bad news. You don't need to be in front of somebody to tell them the bad news.
Oh, and then I walked in.
I thought she did it in the car. I would have aimed her side of the car at a tree and killed her.
Why? I didn't need anything from him. I walked in the house. I put his ring on the table, and that was it.
You gave him the ring back?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted a divorce. What am I going to keep it for?
You were married for like a year.
Exactly. And I wanted the divorce. He didn't cheat on me. He didn't beat on me. So there's no reason for me to keep...
Cheat or beat.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to keep the ring.
Skeet on you?
Skeet. To the window.
Scat on you?
To the wall.
What is it, scat?
Jay, you there?
Scat means that you poop?
Well, you sent me something that I'm having trouble believing. Ann Coulter has gone online and has selfies of herself.
Okay. Let me clear it up for you. There was one selfie that she posted of herself, kind of emulating what Michelle Obama was. Because there was a photo.
Bring back our country, imitating Michelle Obama doing it for the kidnapped.
Bring back our girls. Yeah.
Yes. So then the internet went crazy with Photoshop and Photoshop.
Oh, hashtag I suck.
Yeah.
Hashtag I wish I could kidnap and sell all the girls in Nigeria. Hashtag bring back traditional white America. Oh, these people made this.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Hitler did nothing wrong.
Hashtag he's got AIDS. He's got AIDS.
You know what?
It's a big deal.
Of course, I would never know how to do anything like this.
No, you wouldn't.
So when I see it, I'm always amazed.
They did it to Michelle Obama, too, with her son.
Oh, they did?
Oh,
what were the other ones that they did for her?
Oh, boy, I don't...
Bad?
Yeah.
Evil?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like racist? Mm-hmm. Racist bad? Yeah.
But didn't this group also abduct 50 boys, and then they also went into a town and shot up the whole town?
No, they didn't abduct them. They killed them.
But no one says anything about... It's just about the girls?
They murdered the boys. Well, it is, but they murdered the boys. They murdered the boys.
So we can't bring back the boys, so let's bring back the girls.
Okay.
Well, Holcomb Barkham.
The boys are dead.
Holcomb Barkham means...
Was he a third-round pick in the NFL draft?
Holcomb Barkham, whatever it is, it means don't educate women in their language. Yeah. That's the name of their group.
What is Good Luck Jonathan?
It's like
saying?
If I went online and I went like this. Hi, I'm Don't Educate Women. That's the name of my group.
Right.
I'm the leader.
What's the president's name of Nigeria? Isn't it Good Luck Jonathan?
Jonathan Good Boy.
No, Good Luck. I think it's Good Luck.
Good Luck Jonathan. His name is Good Luck Jonathan. Right.
He's from Gilbertsville.
Yeah, they have a general that was Mosquito, and then the guy that caught the general, they call him Mosquito Net.
Oh,
and that's their real name.
Really?
They're English names.
It is.
Yeah. Yes, I swear to God. There's General Butt Sex or something like that.
No, there is not.
I swear to you.
That's an uncle of mine.
In this terrorist group?
Yes.
An Uncle
They
Daddy.
take these strong American English words, but they don't really.
General Butt Sex?
It's something like that.
I'm gonna look that up.
Of course you are.
This comes from somebody named Inbox.
That's the Attorney General of Virginia.
Inbox.
Butt sex.
Jay, you didn't say anything about the death of the man that published Mad Magazine.
All right.
Yeah, I saw that he died. One of the funniest features ever was in 1996. You and Richard Dreyfuss were featured in a cartoon version of Mr. Holland's opus called Mr. Holland's Old Puss, where you were accused of fucking Mr. Holland's wife. Yes, it's a great one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know what, Christina, look it up.
I gotta find it right now.
Mr. Holland's Old Puss.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And wait till you see the pictures.
That should be put up on your website, okay?
I think it might be. It might be there.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
But I actually...
General Butt Naked. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
From Liberia.
Okay.
Thank you, Murray.
The most evil man in the world.
Murray, Blue.
Murray. Oh.
Murray.
Murray. This comes from Wile E. Coyote.
Oh.
Jay, have you ever seen the Family Guy bit where I win? Garrett, do you have the Family Guy bit where Wile E. Coyote wins? By the way, one of my favorite cartoons ever.
Yes.
Have you ever seen it,
Great
Kevin? Where Wile E. Coyote, where he wins?
No, I don't think I've ever saw that.
I've never seen the one. Can you find it, Garrett? It's,
He's viciously typing.
Yeah. I guess I could send it to you, but I'm not sure how to do that.
I know.
Here we go. Lifting up the big rock.
That doesn't look like Wile E. Coyote.
Yes, it does.
No, it
doesn't. Holy shit. I did it. He's under there. I got him.
I killed him.
I fucking got him. Jesus, I'm going to need a shovel. Oh, this is delicious. I mean, it's like when you work for your meal, when you really work for it, it just tastes that much better, you know?
So, what are you going to do now?
Huh. Never really thought about it. Been chasing this damn bird for 20 years. I'm not really trained for anything else. I guess I kind of let my life get away from me.
Well, I'm sure something will turn up.
A few weeks later. Just drinking a beer. Watching TV.
Yeah.
The Roadrunner skull on the TV set. He's just bored.
Okay, that's a pastrami on rye, pasta salad, 2 Diet Cokes.
No. It was 1 Coke and 1 Diet Coke.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Well, we've been waiting an hour.
I know, I'm sorry.
What the hell kind of place is it?
I'm sorry! God damn it, I'm sorry! All right? I'm just having some fucking identity issues right now, and I can't think straight, and I just get off my back, because you don't know what it's like!
Wiley, you're fired.
His life is ruined.
There's no reason to go on leaving.
Fucking forgive me for this.
Puts himself in a catapult, facing a rock wall.
And then, all of a sudden, it hit me. I knew who I wanted to be. And I untied myself from that catapult, and here I am.
Well, that is such a relief.
I know. So, if you have about 45 minutes, I'd like to talk to you about the Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
Aww.
That's funny. There's going to be a Simpsons Family Guy crossover soon.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
15 years too late.
On the cover of People magazine, they have the kidnap victim, Michelle Knight, one of the women that was held.
Oh, yes. She's put on a lot of weight.
She's huge. She has piercings all over her face and lips.
Well, not all over. It's tastefully done. She has a couple of piercings.
And she's fully tattooed. Tattooed everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere. And she's changed her name to Lily.
I like that.
Yeah. And when you read this article, what's so strange about it is they keep asking her, well, why did you trust this guy? Did you know that this guy was the dad of one of her friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to that girl? What? That girl knew she was kidnapped.
Yeah, but they didn't know who did it. They just know her friend got kidnapped one day.
Well, where was the girl? Never visited her dad, I take it.
No. Not in that house. Nobody was ever allowed in that house.
No, people visited that house, but he had them in the basement, and he would threaten if they said anything, he would, kill their family or whatever, because he would say he knew where their family lived.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And they had a baby to hold over their head, too,
God.
Oh, yeah, and he would kick her in the stomach after she got pregnant.
Did he die, Castro?
Yeah, he killed himself.
He killed himself,
right. Yeah. And then
Ariel.
Here's one of his quotes. This is what he said to us.
Be a good coffee table book, his quotes.
I wish I'd gotten to that little John Benet Ramsey first.
Wow, that's a
Jesus.
strange quote.
Here's another one. You ready?
He really said that? No,
that's what she says. He said, who knows?
He said.
Here's another one.
Oh, good.
I could really give it to that Elizabeth Smart a lot better than the guy that took her.
Really?
I know I'm a sick man. I hate how I am now.
Oh,
you are sick, I said, but there's help for people like you. Why don't you let me go get you some help?
And what did
he
say? Thought
about it for a minute, as if he were thinking about it. Then he frowned. I can't do that. You're going to have to stay with me for a while. I began to cry. That's from her book.
Oh, God, that's a great book.
He gave her a notebook and gave them notebooks and pens to write in the notebooks. So they would write all kind of stuff in the notebook saying how horrible he was.
Yeah.
He would come down, get the notebook, and go, quit writing this terrible shit about me. I mean, it's horrible. You know.
Oh, God.
Christina, he kept her chained and fed her stale pizza and spoiled beans.
What a dick.
And made her
terrible.
wear a helmet so that no one could hear her scream.
Really? You go with a helmet? You just ball gagger? Why would you put a helmet
kind of
on
a
her?
helmet?
What, you just shove her head into the wall?
Like a
when
motorcycle
she gets
helmet
inappropriate?
with the
I don't know. That's exactly right, with a visor.
It was probably so heavy for her head.
She looked like V. Stifiano.
How bad did that basement smell? Three girls eating spoiled beans
and shitting.
Was this where they have? I don't know if I'm confusing this with Law and Order Special Victims Unit, but when they cut out a hole in like a lawn chair and then they put a bucket on the bottom so that they could.
Yeah, that's TV.
That looks like Law and Order.
Okay.
Did he have her in a well and he made her put lotion on her skin? I forget. Am I confusing that?
Right. That's right.
I mean, how else would you make somebody poop? Like an old ratty lawn chair?
The squatty potty.
I pounded the back of my helmet against the pole I was chained to. I rattled my chains and hoped a neighbor would hear and call 911.
Oh, rattling the chains.
Wow.
Oh, how this girl is still alive and speaking, and she's really the only one that goes out there and does like a little...
Wait a minute. She had a kid that Family Services had taken away before she was killed.
Right, yes.
And they will never give her the child back.
Now, how old is that? The kid is probably She's
10.
13, at least 10. Yeah. So
how long was she?
And
there?
they won't give her the kid back? Why is that?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
Was she a bad mom?
Oh, she's not. I'm sure she's not a better one now, if you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Well, what did she do? She was kidnapped for 10 years.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help you in the mother department. Wouldn't you love me in the department of?
I think she used to write her kid letters. I think
pretend letters.
Pretend letters.
She pretend she was kissing him. She watched a lot of TV.
God. What was her favorite
Whatever
show?
you do, she would tell the other girls, don't let the dude catch you watching black people on TV.
Oh, he's like Sperling.
But we really like to watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, damn.
But when he came around...
She didn't like Uncle Buck? That was about the same time.
We hurry up and turned it to Friends.
There's only one black person in Friends, and that wasn't until they almost were done.
Yeah.
Well, no, you couldn't have it.
That was Hamburger, right? Wasn't he on Friends?
Yeah.
Hamburger.
He locked all three of us in the basement one day, and they heard visitors' voices upstairs asking what was downstairs, and he said, the downstairs is full of water. It was the first time that all three of us had been left in the room together, and we were frightened to death to yell and scream. Wow. So they might have been the cops.
Oh, God.
Right. Man, oh, man. Now, Christina, she's written a book. Her name is Michelle Knight. Maybe we can get her on. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from her.
Be pretty wild.
She's
pretty crazy.
Yeah. She's a big celebrity now. I don't know if she's going to do this show. You think we'll be able to get her? Really?
I don't know. Tell her we'll give her a free tweeze. She needs those eyebrows tweezed.
If we get her, the chances of us keeping her,
No. I wouldn't be rude to her.
No. I'm saying before she even got here.
What do you mean?
I'm just joking.
Oh, you mean them? Yeah.
Sometimes they listen and they go around snooping and then
listen.
they're like, never mind.
Never mind. They don't want to do it.
I bet she has a sense of humor, though, Michelle Knight. She does.
No, I don't think so.
She does. I can see it. She does.
I can see it.
I can see it. I like her. I like her a lot.
Is that your professional opinion as a comedian, that she has a sense of humor?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think she has a sense of humor.
Yes, she does.
She probably did it one time.
She did not like the Joan Rivers show.
What did Joan say? Oh, she said something.
Her, the place she was vacationing with her daughter was smaller than the room that they were held in.
And Joan wasn't about to apologize either.
She didn't.
Which I love Joan for that.
I'm
not apologizing. I'm not. Since my husband, Edgar, committed suicide, I do not apologize for anyone.
But the host of the Today Show apologized for her.
That doesn't
please.
He did.
What did he
Did they ever apologize to
Matt Lauer?
Will Geist or whatever?
Willie Geist, I love him. Please. He's handsome.
He was like, if that is even a joke, well, we apologize on her behalf. It was like, she doesn't want to be apologized. Yeah.
Why don't you apologize for Hitler while you're at it? And Castro. And Stalin.
Yeah.
All of them.
And
apologize for
Kim
all
Jong-un.
All of them.
Joan would just love to be in that group.
Keith Crisco was 400 votes away from overtaking Clay Aiken for the Democratic.
Can't you believe his name is Crisco? Crisco and Aiken.
He slipped. Mr. Crisco slipped, hit his head in his head. Do you know this, Kevin?
Yes, I read about it.
And Clay Aiken said he was a good and honorable man, and he will not campaign any longer, and Clay Aiken will run against the Republican. I got to tell you something. They ought to fly Michael Sam in there and have him just tongue Clay Aiken and just really make sure nobody votes for him.
Why? Why don't you want Clay Aiken in there?
No one will vote for him.
I bet they... Listen, he's a good man, Clay Aiken.
Maybe so.
He has all that notoriety.
A gay country singer
American
is
Idol.
not going to win.
Why
in
not?
North Carolina.
A movie star became president of the United States.
He didn't kiss people, kiss men, and have beeswax up his ass.
Well, you never know. Richard Nixon was having sex with BB Reboza, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Put
what
it right in his BB.
Yeah,
or his Reboza.
BB Reboza, come on down here.
Fans began to chant as Johnny Football went into the Cleveland area, Garrett, to sign, the new contract.
Yep.
They were chanting Johnny Cleveland, Johnny Cleveland. Then another group started chanting Johnny Super Bowl, Johnny Super Bowl. If I'd have been there, I'd have been chanting Johnny 4-12, Johnny 4-12. Are you kidding? He's going to be destroyed in Cleveland.
Who is this Johnny that you're talking about?
He's
Johnny
Football. Yeah, it's Johnny Football.
Now, he was supposed to be the number one draft, but
he's fine. But
he came in number 3. He was drafted.
No, way down.
22.
Way the
22?
Fuck, number 22, yeah. He will be
He played
murdered.
for the Crimson, right?
No, he played for Texas A&M.
I'm sorry.
But he will get creamed.
Get creamed.
But you know what they're saying, Garrett? He's not going to start, so it won't make any difference. They'll let the other guy get killed for a while.
He'll start.
Mm-hmm.
Were they going to throw Bobby Hoyer in there and be like, oh, he was pretty good last year when all the fans are there?
Bobby Hoyer going to go in there? Huh?
Let's go to John of Kentucky. Yes, John, go ahead.
Hey, man, what's going on?
We're good. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay.
What?
If James Winston likes free crab so much, why does he book himself a room at the Edison Hotel?
All right. You know what? The Edison is a fine hotel.
All you can eat, baby.
No. Please don't. It's a fine hotel, and Dominic's brother manages it. Please.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah, it is. Colin Quinn, Christina, has got to come back on and apologize.
Hey, Jay.
What?
Where the hell is Casey Kasem anyways?
He's being held captive, apparently, in Washington State, either on an Indian reservation or he's sleeping under a bed at the Scientology retreat.
He's been gone for a long time. You know, the last broadcast they heard from that Malaysian airplane?
Yes.
Was the top 40 countdown?
That was the last beep they heard? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much, John of Kentucky. Let's go to John of Texas. Yes, John, go ahead.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, sorry about that.
I just, you guys were talking about earlier, Christina's, the way she, broke up with her.
Well, he yelled at her. She said, let's get a divorce. Right.
Yeah, but she did it fine. Well, what happened to me was, my wife, ex-wife, she came home from work and I had flowers and her gift, and I was like, oh, where would you like to go for dinner tonight, honey? And she was like, I don't think we're going to dinner. And then she handed me my divorce papers. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
And what were the flowers for? What were they for?
Well, no, it was her birthday. So, I bought flowers.
Oh, you had flowers for her.
For her birthday, and she wanted to break up on her birthday? She wanted to tell
terrible.
Well, there's got to be more to this story.
No. She was a bad girl.
What a horrible bitch. Thank you. You're a horrible...
It had to be other things leading you to believe
How dare
that she
you,
was
Christina.
unhappy.
That's his story. Let him keep it.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I just lost my job.
Okay.
God. You lost your job. It was her birthday.
She's an awful witch. I'm sorry for your loss. Well, I'm happy for your loss.
Like 3 weeks prior to that.
Had her lip healed. John?
Yeah, what?
Had her lip healed.
Had her lip healed?
Yes.
You got it.
All right. Thank you, John. See you later. Very good. There we go. Alec Baldwin has been arrested. Yeah. And when we come back, you will hear the story of Alec Baldwin being arrested. Stay where you are.
The Jay Thomas Show. Afternoons.
Jesus. What idiots.
Indy. Sirius XM 104.
Alec Baldwin's tweet New York City is a mismanaged carnival of stupidity that is desperate for revenue and anxious to criminalize behavior once thought benign. He was arrested for riding his bicycle the wrong way on Fifth Avenue.
And also not having identification when he was pulled over.
He started yelling at the police. They were going to give him a summons. He said, I'm not, whatever, not going to tell you anything. They handcuffed him. They friggin' handcuffed him and put him into a cop car on Fifth Avenue in New York City.
I feel like they keep trying to make him an example of something, but he's just like, I'm playing by my own rules. You can't
yell at the cop and demand not to have...
No, I'm saying he's just going to keep playing by his own rules, and then they're just going to keep trying to make an example out of him, but it just never really seems to have any effect on him.
Last August, Baldwin was photographed holding a photographer's arms behind his back and pinning him to the hood of a parked car.
Remember when he refused to put his phone away while he was playing Words with Friends?
On the
airplane? Yeah.
Every time he gets arrested, I get more hits on my YouTube, my Alec Baldwin movies I made.
Well, his court date is July 24th, and you definitely have to go there.
Do you think I should go there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
Let's see if I'm open. I think that's a Monday.
I'm not Alec Baldwin, I mean, really.
May 24th? No. That's a Saturday.
Yeah. I've been sent a terrible note here about the ice cream truck song.
Oh, what happened? Is it...
No, wait, you mean, Christina, I can't say this.
Well, I know.
The little dingle, dingle, dingle song is really a horribly racist song?
That's what NPR is saying.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't think it's the Mr. Softy one, because isn't that the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? My name is Mr. Softy.
This is Do Your Balls Hang Low? Do they waddle to and fro?
This really is.
No,
this really is N-word, love a watermelon. Ha ha ha. That's what they're saying it is. Released in 1916 by Columbia Records by Harry C. Brown, who wrote it. And played on a depiction of black people.
Columbia released this back in 1916?
Yes. It played on them greedily devouring slices of watermelon, and the song was played in the background.
I have that song if you want to hear it.
Oh, jeez.
This is Donald Sperling's favorite song.
But is it the same tune?
Sterling. No, that's not it.
That's not it. No, it isn't. That happens to be...
Continental Soldier. Do you hear?
This is the same song.
It's the same song.
Do your balls hang low? Do they wobble to?
Right about a watermelon. Yeah, you George Washington, Henry Clay, Abraham Lincoln, Woodrow Wilson, Jackson. You them Thompson niggas quit rolling them bones and come down and get your ice cream. Yes, ice cream.
Oh, man.
What up there, ice cream? Watermelon.
Oh my God. Is that really the tune?
It's not the tune for all ice cream trucks.
Well, let me tell you something. Let's turn it off.
It's a catchy tune.
In every Civil War movie, they don't sing it, but that tune, it might even be in Gone with the Wind. That tune is in every Civil War movie. You've heard it before, haven't you?
Oh, we've all heard that before.
Yeah, they turned it into children's music. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow?
Wow.
Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier?
When do you say
your ears hang low?
When do you say the N-word?
I know the words to that song, you heathen.
I work a kid job. Let's not forget.
Oh, wow.
It's the Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. A great way to waste 3 hours. The Afternoon Drive Show. On Indy. Sirius XM 104. And on the Sirius XM app for smartphones. I want my soul.
Mr. Olympia, 2006, 2007, 2009, 2010. American IFBB professional bodybuilder, Jay Cutler. Welcome, Jay Cutler, and your classic will be in Boston, May 24th. How tall are you, Jay?
I'm actually 5'9", and I competed when I won those titles at around 265 pounds.
Wow. 5'9", 265. Kevin Meaney is also here. You have 30-inch thighs. Jesus. Wow.
Big as most people's waist, yes.
Now, what about your, everybody use, how big, the biggest I ever got in my arms were like, when I worked out constantly, maybe I got up to like 16, it was ridiculous. I look like well, you do too, you look like a box. How big are your arms? How big are your arms?
A 16-inch arm is pretty big, actually, to most people.
It was big, and I worked out constantly, and I weighed about 190, but it was hard.
You were too big, Jay. You didn't look good then when you were
a lot of people. Well, I didn't have those in the last few years, but I did when
Jay looks very good.
22-inch arm. That's what my arm measured at the peak.
Now, how do you do that without the juice? I was all juiced up. How do you do it without juice? I don't give a shit. Fuck them. You know what? I'm sorry to say this. Lance Armstrong and all the bike guys, that's when I watch biking. The baseball, when they were all hitting the ball out in the park, that's when I fucking watch baseball. I don't watch any biking. I watch no baseball. Fuck them. Juice their asses up. They're there for our entertainment. Fuck them. Sorry, Jay.
Well, that's really the misconception. I think a lot of people look at, and obviously the bodybuilders fit the part where you think that, they're using something synthetic to get the way they look. But a lot of it, believe it or not, we have a certain, there's a certain criteria in bodybuilding, and a lot of our actually income comes from the supplement companies, and where we use a lot of different supplements because that's what we endorse in order to feed the support at the shows, the sponsorships. Most of that's where our income
comes from.
Well,
back then I was on Dynaball. Do they still sell Dynaball?
I don't know. We heard a lot about that with Arnold's day, but, in this day and age, it's changed a lot. But
I did Dynaball. I did all sorts of so-called protein.
Now, what do you need, to make your arms that big? So you're lifting a lot of weights, and then you have to, add protein into lots of protein.
Well, the thing is people think that because that's what the conception.
How do your arms get that big?
Well, it's consistent training. I was training for over almost 23 years now, but. I didn't automatically start, and a year later I had 22-inch arms.
It said you worked in a cement
I worked in concrete. I actually had a great physique. I was the biggest kid, obviously, in high school, and even at 20 years old, I was 250 pounds because, I had a very solid base, and I always tell people, bodybuilding isn't just something where someone picks some weights up and they just grow automatically. You have to have certain genetics to get to that certain point. And
now, do you do cardiovascular also, or are you just I
do some when I train for competitions. The main thing is that's what brings us into that ripped condition and the vascularity and all those cuts.
Mm-hmm.
We only hold that for a certain amount of time that you see in the magazines or on stage. Most of the time we walk around, we look like average people, except a lot bigger. We don't have the definition and the crazy muscularity you see in the featured magazine.
How many hours a day do you have to lift?
You know what? Surprisingly, it's only about 2 hours a day. The rest of the day is getting the fuel to be able to maintain the size and obviously the performance in the gym. So we eat 6 to 7 meals a day, upwards to 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day. And each portion meal, for example, I have 20 egg whites for breakfast and, a big bowl of oatmeal. My other meals might be 12 to 16 ounces of meat or fish.
And that adds to your muscle, so all that protein adds.
That's how you fuel the body, and it continues to grow. You ask the question, how do you get big arms like that?
Yeah.
You have to eat like a machine.
Okay.
You
20 egg whites. 20 egg whites. You scramble them. You put olive oil in them. Or
I actually drink them. Usually now they're pasteurized, so it's not like the days when I used to crack 140 eggs a day and try to get the egg whites. But nowadays, things have progressed. You can buy them.
Now, how's your cholesterol and all that? Is that normal?
My cholesterol is great. I just got everything tested. My total was 165. I actually just got my test 2 days ago.
Oh, that's good.
I actually never had issues with that kind of, because we eat the egg whites. The whole eggs is what has the cholesterol. But I think that was really exaggerated anyway. A lot of people eat a lot of eggs.
I agree with you, yeah.
It's, red meat, obviously.
You were also a corrections officer at a maximum security prison.
No, you know what? I went to school for criminal justice. I actually got my degree in criminal justice in the hopes to become a police officer. And in the meantime, when I was going to school, I found bodybuilding. I found the gym. I started training, and I had success. Someone coached me into competing, and I actually liked getting on stage. I won everything I did as a teenager, and I actually got hooked. I got sponsored early by Joe Weider, who's, there's a guy who brought Schwarzenegger over.
Yeah,
and,
Joe Weider's big.
He took me under his wing, and pretty much I established a career and income from bodybuilding, and that led me to obviously the level I'm at now.
So you never were a corrections officer.
I never did. I mean, that was that was, of course, my intention was to wear a uniform and look rather large in that uniform. But
God, you look hot in that uniform.
Well, obviously, Jay, you're talking to a big, what?
Okay. I'm just saying. Well, I bet there's a lot of gay people in the muscle in the bodybuilding.
A lot of the gay community supports bodybuilding. There's no question. I mean, back in the days when Arnold, I mean, bodybuilding is, people can call it a sport or a profession, whatever else, but it's an art form. I mean, we're trying to shape our bodies the best of our ability, and using the mirrors to obviously critique how we look. I mean, we spend a lot of time in the mirrors.
Now,
as a lot of gay guys do.
That's right.
A lot of time in front of the mirror.
By the way, Jay Cutler is not here to hear about Kevin's gayness. He's here to talk about
No, he's not. But
Cutler
he also mentioned that it is a big part of bodybuilding.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Just admit it, Jay. Thank you.
By the way, Jay, when that football player kissed his boyfriend, I was also disgusted.
You were such a liar.
I was disgusted by it.
You were so turned on by that.
He called me up.
I kept watching it.
Noises into the phone.
You don't know that was me. You don't know that. Jay, did you ever kiss Arnold after you won a prize? You ever kiss him on the lips?
You know what? We got as far as a handshake and
a handshake.
A few words.
A handshake. I'm sorry.
I won Schwarzenegger's show 3 times, so we've actually we conversed here and there, and I see him at the events. He's still actively involved in obviously the business.
That has to be the worst event to shake someone's hand at.
Yeah.
Because everyone's
when you're on stage, what are you supposed to do on stage?
So wet. You're so wet.
And just like
no, but do you squeeze really hard?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, and try and hurt them because they beat you? Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
I get that. I get that a lot, though. Guys come up and they want to shake my hand.
Yeah, I'll shake your hand hard. Yeah. How you doing,
The Jay Cutler Classic is in Boston, May 24th. Any of our listeners, can they join in? We have a bunch of muscle. We have a lot of dumbbells listening.
Funny.
Yeah. Can they join up if they want to?
Yeah, of course. All the information's on debfrancis.com, and you can. The show is taking place on that Saturday. There's a pre-judging that starts at 11 o'clock. The final starts at 6 o'clock, and we have all age categories: men's, women's, masters, teenage.
What about a 58-year-old man? Can I compete?
That you could compete in the masters, no problem.
The masters, ooh.
Do you piss test
your body and put a tan on? That's all.
Do you guys piss test?
At those events, not at the local level. More for the professional competitions and some of the. Like they have a Team Universe, certain events where you earn professional status.
So this event up in Boston, I can go in and I can compete and I can juice up and you wouldn't even know it, right?
Well, but you'd pass the test, but since there is no test.
Yeah.
We'd know it.
No, you wouldn't know it.
We'd know it.
You wouldn't know it.
I took a diuretic once and I just pissed constantly. What does a diuretic do for you? I don't get that.
Well, usually for water loss, but they've been banned a lot in what we do because that's probably the most dangerous thing about bodybuilding is shedding the water the last few hours before a competition.
You don't want to dehydrate like that, right?
Right.
You do want to dehydrate, but you want to do it safely. So a lot of people use natural techniques. I mean, asparagus is a natural diuretic. Dandelion. There's a lot of different supplements over the counter that you can use.
Why is asparagus a diuretic? I mean, it just smells like asparagus when you pee after you eat it.
Well, it's just naturally occurring diuretic for your body.
Right. That doesn't happen to everybody, though. Only some guys get that, and some women. It doesn't.
So everyone smells after they eat asparagus.
Oh, really? No, I was peed on once, and the guy had just had asparagus. And... No.
I wish you were here right now, Jay, to put Kevin in a headlock and crush his skull.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
Yeah. Well, now, Jay Cutler, the guy that I remember was Franco Columbu. Is that his name, Franco Columbu?
Franco Columbu, yes.
Yeah, and Arnold would beat him, but Franco, I mean, I'm short. He looked to be about 5'5". And Arnold's about what, 6 feet or 6'1" or something like that?
6'1", yeah, around 6'1", Arnold.
Yeah, and the Columbu guy would work, and was also, I guess, in the movies too. And his shortness, I think, worked against him. I really do. Don't you?
There is a height factor that's involved, because obviously we all compete. Once you get to the pro level and you're winning Mr. Olympias, there's no weigh-ins or anything like that. So obviously the guy that stands a certain height, you get over 6 feet, it's harder to fill your frame out. The average height for most of the best guys, Mr. Olympias, are between 5'9" and 5'11".
Right. So, I'm the perfect size for that. I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a 5'9" bodybuilder also, but that's pretty much the average height, and you can pretty much stack your body with the right proportions in that height. Any taller than that or any shorter, it goes against you in the judging decisions.
Mm-hmm. As you've gotten older, people always go, well, you don't want all those muscles, because when you stop working out, it'll all just dissipate and you'll have skin and all. Does that happen to people if they don't work out after doing it to the level you do it?
What you see happen mostly is guys just stop working out, but they continue to eat the calories they ate when they were getting big.
Oh.
And so that it does turn to slop, you know, it does start to fall down. But the ideal thing to do is work out less, eat less, and then slowly decrease your body size, which, I mean, most of the guys that were champion bodybuilders did. I mean, you've seen it with Arnold. I mean, he may have looked big in those Terminator Commando movies, but it was nothing like when he competed on the stage.
Yeah, huge.
And he looks good now, also, you know, he's kept a good physique.
He's 65 years old.
Right.
I mean, he looks great for that age, and still working out. Obviously, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler,
and still having children also, you know, with maids. So he's
Matilda thought he looks good.
Yeah. Matilda thought he looked good. Yeah.
Formerly Mr. Olympia. Go to the Jay Cutler Classic in Boston, May 24th. Where is your picture available? Are you in any magazines this month?
He's got a great picture.
I'm featured all over Flex Magazine, flexonline.com. I mean, my Facebook page. I mean, I have over 4 million people on my Facebook page.
Oh my God!
I'm a bodybuilder on the internet.
Well, 2 million of them are masturbating to you, probably.
Now there's one,
and I mean that men and women.
In a nice way, right? Yeah, men and women, sure.
Now there's one picture of you.
I'm in Tongue magazine again this month. Tongue. I'm in Tongue magazine.
I don't know what that means, Jay.
So anyway, there's a picture of you vacuuming and you're lifting up a couch.
Yeah, I like that picture.
What is that from? Is it?
That's SHM magazine came out and shot me in Las Vegas in 2004 after I won my third Arnold Classic. If you can see the picture, my dog's actually sitting on the couch.
I was going to ask, was your dog, that actually wasn't photoshopped onto the couch?
The dog was sleeping on the couch, and I was doing different things that a bodybuilder might do, so I was in the house vacuuming in my posing trunks, which I do on a daily basis.
What did they want to make you look like a homemaker? You're a bodybuilder and a homemaker?
I am. I do that every day. I vacuum under the couch.
We all vacuum under the couch.
His muscles get so big.
Yeah, sure.
Wow. All right. Jay Cutler Classic. Jay, thank you very much. A lot of fun. JayCutler.com. And if you're a bodybuilder and you want to join up in the Boston area,
I do.
May 24th will be the Classic. Thank you, Mr. Olympia. I appreciate it.
I'll be looking out for you guys. I expect to see you at the competition up there in your trunks.
You got it.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Trunks. Yeah.
Jay Cutler. There you go. Good guy. Good job.
See, he said it was gay. He said it was gay.
Well, no, you have a lot of gay followers. Now, the two worst shows on television, Parks and Recreation and Parenthood, have been kept for one final season. And Community is gone. That was awful. But on ABC, a show called The Assets has been canceled.
Oh.
Ever heard of it?
No, I never heard of The Assets.
Back in the Game. Betrayal. Killer Women. If you've watched any of these shows, give us a call here at whatever the number is.
866-99-INDY.
Thank you. Lucky 7. No?
No.
Hey,
it's been canceled.
Mixology.
What? We've had some mixologists on the show here. The other day, you had a mixologist on and I walked out.
That's right.
Suburgatory.
I've heard of that one. Heard of it. I've never seen it.
Trophy Wife.
Nope.
Super Fun Night.
Are these coming out or they were on already?
No, they're canceled.
Wow.
You see the new show? I think it's probably Fox. They have a guy that looks like Prince Harry, right? You see the redhead one that's a little wild?
Yeah.
And they send girls over to England thinking they're going to have a chance to marry Prince Harry. And it's just some English guy that looks like him. And they're going to, reveal it at the end of the show.
Please.
It looks kind of
funny. That looks like a fun show. Yeah.
Please. On CBS, Friends with Better Lives, Bad Teacher, which was a bad movie.
Well, Bad Teacher, does she have sex with all the students and things like that?
I don't know. Hostages.
That would be a bad teacher.
Yeah.
Or a good
Of course, How I Met Your Mother is finally off. Intelligence, and Robin Williams, The Crazy Ones, which was embarrassing.
Oh, it was not embarrassing. It was a good show, and I'm sorry it's off the air.
Boy, you really do defend this guy.
No,
he's
never
going to help
my
you.
My favorite story was when
he's not going to help you, pal.
You called me and said, Kevin, do you think you could get Robin on the show? And I said, okay,
no,
yes, you did. And I called Becky.
Don't even say that.
I called Becky, and I said, Becky, do you think Robin would come on Jay's show? And Becky goes, Jay talks shit about Robin all the time. Why would Robin want to go on the show? And then I called you back, and I told you that, and you go, yeah, I guess so. All right. Okay.
Well,
so he's not going to do the show? I said, no, he's not going to do the show.
Some people are listening, I guess.
But I just love that, you said, do you think you can get him on the show? I said, okay, I'll ask.
No, you know what's weird? No, you know what's really strange?
And Robin was no, I wouldn't do that.
I listen to the guy at Sirius that tells me I'm a piece of shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then I go to an audition or whatever. Well, the one that
Craig called me the other day and told me to come back in after I walked out.
You didn't listen?
And I go to an audition, and there will be a guy there, a director, going, oh, man, I listen to the show all the time, and he'll know stuff about the show, and I'm always, surprised, right? A little shocked. So maybe. On NBC, a friend of mine produced a show called Crisis. They got canceled. Dracula. Ironside. Oh, I actually was up for that show. Thank God I didn't do it and quit my job here. Can you imagine?
In a wheelchair.
Oh. No, they put
he's on crutches now?
No, they put a black guy in the wheelchair. They put I forget his name. The Michael J. Fox show.
I was up for that. I actually read for that and I didn't get it, and I'm so glad it's canceled.
The biggest complaint.
Isn't that great, Jay, when you don't get a part and then it's canceled, you're so happy that it's canceled.
Many people say they watched it and they thought the show was shot out of focus. Revolution. Sean Saves the World. Growing Up
Sean
Fisher.
Saves the World. That was pretty bad.
All out.
Yeah.
On the CW, Nikita. They went to the well 1-2 minutes.
Nikita Khrushchev?
No. La Femme Nikita.
Okay.
No, I never heard of this. On Fox, now, the worst show I ever read for, Seth MacFarlane, the worst, most horrible piece of Dads, canceled. Thank God. Terrible. Raising Hope.
Who was in Dads?
Seth Green.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Rake.
I've heard of that.
Never heard about that.
Yeah.
What is that about? Raking your yard?
No. He was a sleazy attorney.
Uh-huh.
You know,
okay.
Rake.
ABC,
Scandal, Revenge. Listen to these shows that were canceled.
I've heard of those. Those are pretty popular.
Yeah.
God,
Modern Family's gone.
No,
really?
It's not. Modern Family's not gone.
Well,
Renewed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Renewed.
Oh.
All right, go.
Yeah.
Scandal and Revenge.
Castle,
These are all
Scandal,
renewed. These are all renewed.
Nashville.
Ones, yes.
Shark Tank, The Middle,
Yeah.
The Bachelor.
I'm going
Resurrected. Go on. Yeah.
Canceled.
All right. I'm sorry. CBS, CSI, Mom,
Are these
NC.
renewed?
They're all canceled.
Yes.
Everything's canceled.
Elementary, Blue Bloods. Mike and Molly, Hawaii Five-0, The Mentalist.
Mike and Molly's a big show, for big people.
NBC, Grimm, Hannibal, The Voice. Chicago PD, About a Boy, The Blacklist, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
The Blacklist is with Donald Sterling?
Yes.
Is he on that?
Fox, final season of Glee.
Oh,
Bones.
I asked my
New Girl.
I asked my daughter if she
Family
watches
Guy.
Glee anymore. She goes, I don't watch Glee anymore, Daddy.
The Mindy Project.
She used to watch it all the time, not anymore.
All right.
Has anyone seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
It won all the awards. I hear it's funny, but I don't know anyone that's seen it.
No, not yet.
Andy Samberg, he's
right. I like Andy. He's funny.
No.
Why no?
Let's go to Jimmy, who's in
He's
California.
young and funny, that's why.
Hello, Jimmy. It's Jay Thomas. Go ahead.
Hey,
Hi,
Jay,
Jimmy.
how's it going? I listen to you every day. Hey, my daughter's friend is on Betrayal. He was on Betrayal, I guess. But yeah, his name is Braden LeMasters. He played one of the guy's grandsons or something like that.
Was it canceled? Did I say canceled with that one?
Yeah, Betrayal. Yeah, she's all sad about that.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
why she's not on the show?
Excuse me? No. My daughter's not on the show. No.
That's what I'm
friend,
saying.
Her friend. Yeah.
You know what? Tell her to get. You know what? He's a loser. Get rid of him.
All right, I'll tell her that. But no, he's a good.
Hey, when he comes over, go like this. Hey, loser, way to go.
I'll tell.
How's that show doing? How's that show doing?
The show was all right. I mean, but it had the guy from Babe. What was the old man's name?
James.
Cromwell. Yeah,
James Cromwell.
James Cromwell.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was. I guess a decent show, but I guess it was. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was pretty sad about that.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
For you, though.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Hey, you loser. Let's go to Shawnee of Boston. Yes, Shawnee, go ahead. When are they going to put a stutterer on TV? They had Michael J. Fox, shaking away.
He wasn't a stutterer. He had Parkinson's.
No, we need a stutterer. We need a stutterer on TV.
I agree with you completely. Please, Jay. Why are they hiding us?
Right.
This is outrage.
It is. Why are they hiding us? Why are they hiding us?
Yeah.
That is so funny. Why are they hiding us? But I'll tell you what. Have you ever watched A Fish Called Wanda and they edit out the stuttering?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Now, did that upset you when that movie came out as a person that is afflicted with stutterous inflectiitis?
Yeah.
That's the disease, by the way.
When that came out, I actually didn't. I liked it. I was young, and I hadn't come to terms with the way that I talk.
Right.
And it wasn't surprising to me, but now I love it. But what I just said, they cut it out.
How long did it take you to say "I do" when you were married?
Well, the I do part wasn't so bad, but the priest actually insisted that we recite our own vows.
What a fucking piece of shit priest that was, huh?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Right?
Wait a second. How long did that take?
Hours.
long. It was in the middle of July. It was terrible. It was extremely hot.
Hot, very hot.
Yeah. Do nerves make it worse?
Yes.
Well, of course.
There was he was confident and spit at the end.
Let me ask you a question. You know, when you're up on a stage, as you know, as a comedian, or when you're being married, and we know this as actors too, you can hear people say things, right? How many people, when you were doing your vows, did you hear go, "What the fuck is she thinking?" How many people did you hear say that?
I didn't hear that, but when the priest said, "Oh, okay, now, Sean," and everybody in the church groaned.
Oh boy! Do you talk about this on stage, reading your vows?
I haven't yet. No.
Oh, you got to. You got to.
That's a great idea.
Because all of us, you know, your wife is a saint, and I need to have her on this show. She's a saint.
Okay.
Right. Does she think she's made a mistake after all these years?
No. Jay, I'm a sexy man, so.
Really? All right. Okay. You're lucky.
You were talking. Do you see my clip that I sent to Christine?
Yes, I was. Yeah, I saw your stand up. I loved it. You're just brave. You're braver than shit. I'd like you to enter this weightlifting or this bodybuilding competition. I'd like you to go into that. Yeah, I'd like you to do that.
Nice.
All right. Shawnee, thank you very much. By the way, where can people see that? Where would they go to see your stand up?
This Thursday night I'm in Narragansett, Rhode Island, and then Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend I'm at the Comedy Connection in Providence.
Wow,
that's a big room.
Kevin, you're jealous, aren't you, of his?
No, I'm not. I'm proud of him.
I can hear your voice.
Why would I be jealous? I think he's wonderful.
I don't know why. I don't know.
I'm not jealous at all.
Because I'm sitting here shocked that you're jealous.
He's green with envy, actually.
Yes, he is.
I'm like Comedy Connection. I'd like to work for the Comedy Connection. I used to
That's
work
what
for
I'm
them.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shawnee, thank you very much. You brought out the ire of Kevin Meaney, professional comedian. Thank you.
Okay, well.
Thank you, Shawnee.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right.
We'll work together someday, I'm sure.
Let's go to Stoner Ken from Huntington Beach.
No.
Stoner Ken, what do you think when you hear that stuttering like that? Does that bother you?
No, doesn't bother me at all.
What? It's sad, though, isn't it?
Can you hear me?
Sad. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, sad. Thank God. But, after I talk to him, I'm exhausted.
I know. It is exhausting.
I have a little bit of a headache.
After you talk to me?
Yes.
No, him.
I get a headache when we talk to you.
No, to Shawnee. I even stuttered just now. To Shawnee, like that.
What? Is that Kevin in the background laughing?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what you might have? I've read this. You've heard of, HDAD, whatever that is.
HIV?
There's a new disease, where the person is characterized as lethargic, a daydreamer, and has a slow mental processing. They're calling it sluggish cognitive tempo. It's a real thing now. Do you think you might have sluggish cognitive tempo?
SCT?
If I did, I wouldn't know it because I couldn't think about it. So.
Right. Garrett, please type in. You think I'm kidding? You're going to be stunned again, Kevin. I actually looked this up. Mm-hmm. Sluggish cognitive tempo is the opposite of being hyper, and they are now making it a mental illness.
Oh, well, I'm mentally ill then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does that qualify me for anything?
Now, when you're not stoned, do you have withdrawal symptoms? How does that work?
No. When they had me on narcotics for 14 years, I had bad withdrawals. But
hey, Ken, can I ask you a few questions?
Who was they?
What do you mean, who's they?
Who were you say, the doctors had you on narcotics?
Yeah. In 1998, this butcher operated on me, and I can't feel my feet anymore. So, like, I lost the end of 3 toes when I got a blister on them.
Yeah. You cannot feel your feet.
They tingle. I got neuropathy, man. I mean, they just like, in the morning when I wake up, it feels like I've had my feet in a bucket of ice water all night. And so I've had that since '98, and that's why I had my second. When I'm operating on my lower back, the guy I thought would bring back the sensation on my feet, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And Anyway, hey, I want to ask you something.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, is it in your contract that you do Fridays at what's his name's channel?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's a part of my deal, yeah. It's a part of my deal with Howard Stern only. Sirius XM, I work for Sirius, but then on Friday I work exclusively for Howard. And I'm paid through the Howard Stern company, not through Sirius on Friday. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You sure got
and I took that as a real compliment because he wasn't on live on the mornings, and actually Tim Sabian thought of that back then, and I don't know that anybody thought it was going to work. I was nervous about it, and it worked out, and now they have me in the afternoons. They have some reason why they did that, and everyone's asking me. Ken, I don't ask anybody why they do stuff. So I just went to the spot where I was supposed to go. Yeah.
Well, I just thought that you got a lot of shit there, especially from that twat that called in and said she just liked Shuley and all that shit. And I thought, man, they shouldn't take that kind of shit. That's all
I have to. I've got to. I've just got to take it all.
Yeah, well. Hey, I was going to bitch about the weather and it being hot here, and then I thought, you must be above the weather. Mm-hmm. You're every fucking place in the United States.
Yeah.
And it seems like you don't care, the weather doesn't bother you.
No, I'm sitting in an air-conditioned studio. I don't really care about the weather. And I'm going to leave here, and I'm going to go to my club. And
is it hot out there?
In Santa Barbara, it is 80 degrees. It's 100 in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Are you in L.A. or?
How is it?
No, I was in L.A. all day. I was in L.A. all day yesterday.
In the Valley, it's probably even more than 100.
105, 110,
nice.
Something like that.
So. Yeah, when it gets hot at the beach, it's too much. Okay, well, nice talking to you.
All right, thank you, Ken. Stoner Ken.
Okay.
Let's go to Ford of South Carolina. Ford, do you watch that Parks and Recreation show? You ever watch that?
Yeah, man, I'm addicted to it.
Shit. I hate that show.
Why do you hate it?
I don't think it's funny.
He's not on it. That's why he hates it.
No, that's not true. Oh, no.
Oh, if you were part of that every week, you would be howling at the table.
Of course I would. Of course I would. Of course I would. But you know what, Ford?
I'm life acting.
I tell you what I can do. You like Parks and Recreation, right, Ford? You love it.
I do.
Okay. Cancel Ford for me right now, would you, Garrett? Cancel him, please. Thank you. Let's go to Jim, who is in New Mexico. Yes, Jim.
Maybe he'll be renewed next season.
No, maybe so. Maybe he'll call back in a minute or two. Be renewed. Jim of New Mexico, you're on.
Hey, Jay, how you doing?
Good.
I love your show, man. I listen to you all the time here on Sirius. You're the reason I got Sirius, actually. But
yes,
I'm a trucker, so I don't get to watch the current TV shows. So God bless Netflix. I'm getting caught up on all the older shows like Beast and Breaking Bad and stuff.
Right. But I just started watching Breaking Bad myself, and I have another 5. I have another 5 or 7 years apparently of programming. Yes, I just started because I love Brian. I knew Brian forever. There's nothing he can't do. He's brilliant. Yes, go ahead.
He is. But the show that I'm hooked on right now, and I don't know if you caught on the it at all, but Rescue Me with Dennis Leary. Have you ever seen that one?
You know what? I never got into it, but it's one of those ones that you have to sit down and start watching again. But people who did like it, well, I don't like circus shows, I don't like cop shows, and I don't like fireman shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Why are you laughing? Circus, fireman, and cop shows.
I don't like hospital shows. I'm with you.
Yeah, there you go.
What's a
I don't like
circus
hospital
show?
shows. Oh, there've been circus
with
movies,
Burt Lancaster. Remember him in that movie?
Well, even
and Tony Curtis.
Well, every now and again, Garrett, there'll be a circus show. I don't like them.
And he had a limp.
What do you like about Rescue Me? Is it that he fucks around with his wife?
Show. It was just,
a lot of people love it.
It's an edgy comedy. You know, there's a lot of action. There's all kinds of different storylines going on. Brothers sleeping with brothers' wives. I mean, all kinds of drama. But it really struck me as I'm only into the 4th season of it. I guess there's 7 on Netflix. I keep expecting you to make some kind of guest appearance in it. Because
no, I never did Rescue Me. You know what? To be honest, I don't know. I couldn't even. I mean, you know, I thought I was going to be recurring on Ray Donovan. That didn't. What did I do this year? I did a Rob Corddry show, the news readers on Adult Swim. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? I don't even know how yesterday happened. CNN wanted me on every TV show. I don't know how anything fucking happened.
Wow, you're making a big comeback. I'll tell you that much.
One day I'll be like 80 years old and I'll get in some fucking movie and they'll be giving me awards and I'll go, yeah, well, you're a little fucking late.
So you know you.
All right,
I like how he still thinks it's going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
No, I mean, it's not happening now, but
in 4 years it may happen.
You said it the best when we made the Curious World of Jay Thomas. When I die, they're going to play that Santa Claus movie over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jim of New Mexico. Thank you. Let's go to Peter, who is in Missouri. Boy, Peter, this guy kisses a man on the lips. He went to the University of Missouri. What the state has exploded. What's going on, Peter?
Hey, Jay, you nailed Kevin right on the head when you talk about him with Shawnee. Whenever there's Kevin's great when you're interviewing somebody, dropping his lines and being funny. But whenever there's any kind of comedian on the show, he clams up and he doesn't come out at all.
What are you talking about?
San Jose.
Shawnee makes you clam up, Kevin?
Yeah.
Shawnee makes me clam up.
Hey, Peter, by the way, he used to have a big Christmas show. He never invited me one time to join in.
And you'll never be invited, ever.
No.
I canceled the show,
never even
so I will not have to invite you.
Doesn't do it anymore. He doesn't like Letterman.
Because of you. I don't do the show anymore because of you. I don't want to have you on the show.
Letterman canceled his show, so I can't. So no one will know who I am ever again.
Yeah.
After this is over.
Most comedians do keep quiet though when another comedian is on a radio show. I've noticed.
Well and rightly.
They don't want.
Did I tell you the Lone Ranger's daughter called me? Did I tell you that?
And this is Kevin's regular gig.
Did I say that on the air yet?
What'd she call you?
No, she called me on the phone.
The Lone Ranger's daughter?
Yeah.
Clayton Moore's daughter contacted me.
When did she contact you?
I must have been Friday, I guess. I don't remember.
And what'd she say?
Her dad was going to be 100 years old this year, and she wants me to do a thing in L.A., and then she starts saying how you have no idea how you kept my father's memory alive and all this stuff. And I said, wow, I'm going to call Letterman and say, because she says I have all the commercials that he did for Dodge back then and all that. Yeah, I guess it was Friday. I thought maybe I'd mentioned it, but I hadn't. Yeah, it was really kind of cool. And
how old is she now? She's probably
50. 50. She's 50 years old.
Yeah. Did she send you any pictures of herself?
Her dad was a athlete and a model, not really an actor. I heard what he said. So stupid.
Yeah, show me some
dumb.
Clayton Moore.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I'm not going to bring it up anymore. It was something exciting that happened.
It was exciting. We want to hear it. We really are interested.
You don't.
Yes, we are. We want to hear.
Otto's daughter called Kennedy.
Oh, wait a minute. No, Garrett. I said, what was Jay Silverheels like? She said, Jay Silverheels. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is why. Listen to this. She said that Jay Silverheels was this incredibly well-read, sophisticated.
Who's Jay Silverheels?
Tonto.
That was his name?
You didn't know who Jay Silverheels was?
No, I did not. I'm sorry. You're telling me I talk about old people? I don't know. Who the hell knows? Truckers that have no idea who Jay Silverheels is.
Yes, they do.
No, they
Listen
don't.
to this. And she says this to me. She goes, Mrs. Silverheels. And all of the Silver Hills children refused to ever be a part of anything that had to do with the Lone Ranger.
Why is that?
And I said, you know, Tonto wasn't made fun of on the TV show.
No, he was
In
never.
fact, but comedians made fun of him, and Johnny Carson and all the comics made
Tonto.
fun of him.
Yes.
And they refused to even go to any retrospective. Nothing.
Were you asked to speak at Clayton Moore's funeral services or anything?
No, they're asking me to MC.
Yeah, no, I
his
know, but I was just
100th
wondering
birthday
if you had anything to
at
do
the
with
Gene Autry Museum in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's
California.
a great museum. That's a great. They have. Don't they have like his horse out there?
Yeah,
Stuff?
they have it all. It's fantastic.
It'd be pretty old.
Yeah, it's stuffed. It's stuffed. I know Trigger and Happy. No, that's Happy
No,
Rockefeller.
Buttermilk.
Happy Rockefeller.
Let's go to Scott of Indiana.
Nelson's
Yes, Scott of
wife.
Indiana. Go ahead,
Hello,
Scott.
Sir, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Hey, I know why senators don't get on the TV shows. All right, sitcoms, what, 30 minutes long and about 20 minutes after commercial, right?
What's he talking about? What's that? Yeah.
Sitcoms he's talking about.
What about, they can't write them in a script because he's stuttering so much. You know how long the timing will go, right?
Yep. Sure. Exactly.
I agree.
Thank you.
Good idea, Scott. Thank you. Appreciate.
Call back next time.
What's that? What'd you say, Scott?
I didn't say anything. What do you say?
Oh, boy.
Nothing. Go ahead. Say what you just said over again. Let me get the gist of it again. Go ahead.
All right. A sitcom that's 30 minutes long and 20 minutes after commercial,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And a center, writer can't really put a center in for a script and stuff. You know how long you center it for. It'll be like a 15-minute sitcom.
22 minutes.
22 minutes? All right. It's
Yeah,
15 minutes. Sitcom
22.
Center it.
You run a 22-minute sitcom, yes.
And then it's centering the long, it'd be like a 15-minute sitcom.
Right. If Shawnee, are you saying if Shawnee was in a sitcom?
Yeah.
Is this
Cool.
Shawnee?
I think so.
Scott. This is Scott. Scott, please call us back anytime. Okay? Thank you.
Whatever. Have a good night. Bye.
Aw, whatever, he said.
By the way, years ago, and I was laughed at for this, Balloon Boy went up in this, I thought he was in a balloon.
that's right. Yeah, I love that.
And I said he was, I wouldn't say anything about it. I said he was going to die, and I was all upset. Two boys have been seriously injured, 5 and 6. They had one of those inflatable bouncy things in the
Bounce
backyard.
house. Mhm.
Yes.
Wow.
They were lifted 20 feet into the air
More
by
like
strong
50
winds
feet.
Oh my God.
in South Glens Falls, New York,
Yeah.
and they were inside of it.
Oh,
They have
gee.
suffered.
Best trip ever.
I said, I was like, I would have killed for this as a kid, but it never occurred to me that I'd be seriously injured.
There was a third child in the bounce house with them, a 10-year-old girl. She was uninjured.
She's the smart one.
Oh.
One boy landed on a parked car.
Oh, I forgot about falling out of it.
Yeah.
The
see?
other
That's
one
what I'm
landed
saying.
on
You don't
asphalt.
think about this
And the
stuff.
10-year-old girl, I bet she's got
stayed
fat
in.
little hands. She could hang on.
She had
I
fat
bet
little
none
hands.
of them had shoes
Yeah,
on either.
you know how
They took
you
their shoes off.
know, Kevin, how little girls are fat sometimes.
She had fat little hands. She was able to
She didn't
hang
lose her
on.
baby fat yet.
She, by the way, how much kicking away of the little boys do you think was done in that thing? Get away from me!
Oh,
they
that
were probably
bouncy
trying to
house.
hold on to her. They were trying. The police
Remember
said
renting
the
those
bouncy
things?
house.
They would rent
It was
them.
staked to the ground.
Yeah.
Several adults
Sure.
were present, and they just were going, "Holy shit!" as it lifted into the air.
Kind of reminds me of Pippi Longstocking, like the whole movie.
Now you're not supposed to laugh.
I
They're
just
okay.
remember them. We'd get them for Kate all the time, and I was like, "Oh, look at this stupid thing being dragged up the
It's
driveway."
filled with feces.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember when she would go, "Daddy, can we get swings for the yard?" And I go, "No, why not? So and so has swings." I said, "We can walk down to the park. You can swing down to the park, okay?" And I refused. And Marianne was always going, "I want to get swings. I want to get swings." I said, "We're not getting swings. We're not getting them." And I refused to get them. But bouncy house, I would have to let them get the bouncy house because we'd come up for like a afternoon, absolutely feces-ridden, urine-infested semen. Who knows what else is in there?
Yep.
Probably. From the priest.
You have anything to say about it?
Joan Rivers is in trouble again.
Oh, no.
She's now making Lindsay Lohan miscarriage jokes.
Everyone knew that was a lie to make up not being on camera for the Oprah show.
Miscarriage.
She's making miscarriage. She might have made
miscarriage with Edgar. It was horrible. Oh, God.
What I like is I love the likes and the hates. I love that when you're underneath the thing. Can you get the maybe, wait a minute. You know what? I'm going to share it with you. Oh, here it comes.
Okay.
Am I going to be able to do this?
Oh, God, what is going on?
I'm so nervous.
He's going to blow the computer up.
No, you know why? I don't know any passwords. So just find Joan.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
He doesn't know the password.
I don't know a password.
For you?
Yes, it's something. No, it's something. It's Facebook or something. I don't know what it is. Just get Christina. It's on the bounce house.
You poor thing, you.
Thing. It's on the internet.
Pathetic.
The internet.
My mother is faster on the internet than you are. She really is.
Thing. It's on the internet.
Yeah.
That thing.
Miley Cyrus has been making rape jokes on stage. I would like you to bring up.
A local bounce house company owner talks about
this is from 2011
this
now.
Past weekend when a big gust of wind blew away 3 bounce houses. With kids inside.
Oh, God.
Reporter Stephanie Trong is live in our newsroom with details.
What's wrong?
Well, Aaron, this bounce house accident wasn't the first to happen this year. So we spoke with the local business owner who says the horrifying moments caught on camera that you're about to see are the exception.
Oh, great. Here they go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Blowing at the crowd of people.
It looks so fun. Kids still inside them. This girl was tangled in a rope that was supposed to anchor down one of the bounce houses.
A rope got caught on my neck and it dragged me over.
This was not the first time this year. It happened 3 times in the Tucson, Arizona area since
very
February.
windy out there.
A concern for Isabel Hernandez, who was picking up her 2 young kids from a bounce house party Monday.
That's definitely something to think about. Make sure it's really anchored down.
Yeah. And then she went back to a crack house after that.
Those terrifying bounce house accidents are among the exception.
Injuries we're talking about are bumps and bruises and an occasional broken arm.
He's scared.
We haven't had any injuries here in over 6 years, almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here goes the kids. Get out of the bounce house.
Unknowns that come along with setting up a bounce house outdoors, which is why all his are inside.
We control the temperature, we control the lighting.
Oh, you're a pussy.
We control how many kids are there, what size kids are on which jump house.
But he speaks up for his entire industry, saying that most operators
The bounce
take
house
every
industry.
precaution, using bolts or sandbags to keep the house
He speaks up for his industry.
Most importantly, Evans says, is doing the research before you hire for a party.
You need to know your operators. You need to make sure that they have insurance.
Your operators.
You need to look at their gear and make sure
Usually
that it's
the
new and
parents
that it's
operating
clean and that it's well taken care of. That is the true danger.
What about the feces in it? The urine, the semen.
Now, at least one of the
Blood.
parents of the kids who were caught in the bounce houses
Needles.
in the New York accident this weekend is considering some legal action.
Good.
Which is why
All
Chris
right.
Evans of Jumping Around in Monterey
Get the
says
college
to have
paid
parents
for.
sign these waivers of liability, acknowledging there are risks that come with
fuck
many
that with
other
these
activities.
waivers. That's
Although he wants
bullshit.
to stress again, there have been no injuries there since the place has been open. Aaron.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. The Federal Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates that between 2005 and 2007, bounce house accidents put about 6,000 people a year.
Oh, my God. That's worse than a gun. That's worse than guns.
6,000.
I wonder what the numbers are for the ball pits.
What's the ball pits?
Wow.
When you go into the pit of balls, there's a lot of feces in there, too.
No, I don't know about the ball pits.
Yeah.
No,
I know
you
that's
do.
at McDonald's and stuff, right?
Yeah,
They have the ball pits,
I had to go and get my kids because my son would strangle kids.
That
I had
is
to climb
so
in.
horrible.
Garrett, I need
Filthy
Miley
ball
Cyrus rape jokes and I need Joan Rivers miscarriage jokes before we leave. I need them right
All
now.
right.
Garrett, I got your Miley Cyrus rape joke
I
coming
got your
to you
Miley
right now
Cyrus rape joke.
via G-Chat.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
I want to just Get her good.
She was sucking on a big penis on stage.
Good
too.
for her.
I want. You know what I want to do? I want to get her in
Kate
that
loves
house.
her.
I want to get her in that house in
I'm
Cleveland.
gonna really big because I feel really good about myself now, and so I'm gonna tell those that broke my heart, particularly one, to suck my fat. I should enjoy hearing this song.
Is this Miley?
It was a foul-mouthed Miley Cyrus at the GAY nightclub in London, England, and as you could probably tell, she didn't have good things to say about her ex, which we'll assume is Liam Hemsworth, but she didn't confirm. Of course, that rant wasn't the only thing that got people's attention. According to reports, Miley also made a tasteless rape joke while addressing the crowd. She reportedly told them that everyone's a little bit gay, all it takes is one cocktail. And if that doesn't work, sprinkle something in their drink. That's what she always does. Yeah, probably not the smartest thing she's ever said, that's for sure. And somehow still probably not the dumbest.
Nice.
Somebody ought to stick something in that guy's ass and
Yes,
straighten
thank
him
you.
up.
Why?
Jesus. Right on the head, Jay.
Reporting.
You hit it on the head again. All right, let's listen to Joan Rivers' rape jokes. No, miscarriage jokes.
Get
We
it
have
straight, Jay.
Do we have it? Well, it's all in the same area.
Yeah. How about that dye job? He's got AIDS.
Hi, guys. I love the show, by the way. I am such a fan of the show. It's like I watched a few episodes. It's amazing. Your kid is adorable. He's so adorable.
Yeah.
What's going on with you guys? I mean, how old is Cooper now, by the way?
Cooper's 13. 13. He doesn't talk. He just grunts. It sounds like. He doesn't talk anymore. He just grunts. It sounds like Kirstie Alley putting on his spank.
I hear you. I mean, don't I gotta say this? With Lindsay Lohan, she just said that she had a miscarriage.
I hope she kept it. I hope she kept it. Where do you think I am?
All right. There you go.
That was good. I hope she kept it.
I hope
That's a
she
great
kept
joke.
it. Yeah. A little blood clot. All right.
Oh, good for her.
Right.